All right, guys. It's 9:10. Let's want to get popping. You want to get popping on this?
Fire it up, baby.
All right, let's do this.
Get ready. It's time for Monsters and Memories.
Just beautiful.
Hello, everybody. This is Just Let Me Have This, a podcast about not knowing exactly what the podcast should be about. This is our Monsters and Memories special. We have a mini-series going on called Choose Your Main, where we go through each and every single one of the classes of the famous, retro, futuristic, classic style, old-fashioned yet fresh.
Go on. Let them cook.
And nice MMORPG called Monsters and Memories. Today we'll be discussing Ranged DPS, but first I want to ask my co-hosts to introduce themselves. Co-host A. I'm gonna go screen top to bottom. PK Pat.
Yo, I'm Pat, and I'm here.
Chrissy Crispin.
Not following that up. Hi, everyone.
And joining us for the first time. What do I call you?
I mean, whatever.
I mean, it says Andy. It says it right there.
Yeah, it says it right there. Just call
me Jep.
That doesn't show.
Cards.
It doesn't show in the actual video itself, though. This is just for our purposes.
What kind of production are we running?
Yeah, what
here?
is that shit?
Well, you guys usually just stick with Jep, so let's go with that.
Let's go with Jep. So Jep,
Cool. Full
Hey,
docs.
hey, friends.
Let's do it.
one of the OG, Just Let Me Have This Potters. Jep, give us a brief rundown of your MMORPG history, curriculi vitae.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, man.
It all started with EQ, EverQuest back in, when did that come out, man? That was
Yeah, eat the mic, Andy. Eat the mic, Andy.
Eat it.
71.
EQ back in what, 2000?
Oh, look how much better you sound.
2000 what? 2000? Probably when it came out.
99, 2000.
99-ish.
Yeah. Okay. 99. I probably got in around then. Played my druid to almost max level and a rogue to almost max level. From there, we got into WoW vanilla right off the rip when it came out. I played that for 4 expansions until I got tired of it. And it's kind of been bouncing around from game to game and looking for something to scratch the itch since EQ in the WoW days.
A wayward soul of gaming, like the rest
It's
of
hard,
us.
man. They're just like, there just hasn't been
refugees.
anything since, right?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that this is it. I've always compared everything to EQ, like nothing really.
Yeah, it's important to remember that we're all just chasing phantoms of our memories, and everything
Chasing
after
that
this
dragon.
will be disappointing.
Chasing a time that will never come back for us, but
Yeah.
here
Trace
we are
the MMO
trying.
dragon.
But that's no reason not to try, and that's why we're
True.
here. That's why we're here.
1000%.
No
So,
way.
We
I
have a
watched
number of
the-
videos we've talked about thus far, and I
There
used
was
us.
There was a
in the
video I
program.
had put on before I took my nap, and it kept me up for about 30 minutes because of how angry it was making me. Somebody put down it's a video that is just like a hate letter to classic WoW, and it's like, anyone who likes this game is delusional. This game sucks ass, and you only think it's good because you played it back in the day, and it's not good, and it never will be good. And every iteration of the game since has been better. Like it's rage bait for sure. But that just that seemed relevant to the conversation we were talking about, how we want to go back to those times. But if WoW was made today, everyone would think it was a shitty game and wouldn't play it.
You thought that was what you wanted to watch to make you sleepy? Was
Hold on.
a nice hateful.
I'm gonna guess, was that Josh Strife Hayes?
No, I've never seen the guy before.
Okay.
I could find out.
I will say that there
you
is.
never do.
Yeah, there is. I think there is something to be said about these games' gameplay. Not good. Just like minute to minute fun. It's just like very rare to be. It's like it's fun because you're playing with your buddies, you're playing with your friendies, but it's not fun if you were alone and you were like with bots. It wouldn't be like, yo, camp in the Crocs again, like me and the bots. Like,
Yeah. Well, a lot of the fighting back from people was like the friction was part of it. The slow aspect of it was like this was bigger before social media was around. So like even though there's a lot of walking and like you don't really have to pay all that much attention to while you're grinding mobs and stuff, that's like time that you would be talking to other people. And if you were to try and do that in today's MMO, there's no shot because you're pushing 38,000 buttons. Whereas, as a paladin in classic WoW, you're just auto attacking and you can just sit there and talk to your friends and watch a movie.
It's true.
I enjoyed the solo grind. Maybe I'm the only one, but I liked it.
You like the solo grind in classic?
Yeah, I did. I just I don't know. It was just I don't know.
I mean, coming from EQ, it's like, oh my god, I can solo to 60, which is
yeah.
Sure.
The
Which
big
is nice.
difference. Getting to 60 in EQ was a nightmare. I thought an EQ was way worse than WoW.
Mhm.
yeah.
It was
Brutal.
way more miserable.
Yeah,
and
WoW.
I had way less friends in EQ. I had like
WoW was
3 people.
Yeah,
I
WoW
knew.
was considered like for casual gamers back then, and like now, if you look at it from
I
what
look down on
retail
WoW
is
players.
now,
I fucking
Like-
still do.
yeah,
It's like
it-
DPS players. Fucking dime a dozen. Unga bunga.
I mean, Pat's right. Like, WoW was looked down on.
Yeah, they made it too easy. There was like no penalties for dying. Like there's tons of stuff like that. Like
I mean, they
they
started
made
a
these-
trend that
they made like quality of life changes from what EverQuest was, and then like if you look back at what Classic WoW is now, everyone's like, well, that's just like friction for friction's sake. It's not fun. There's no reason for it. Why do I have to go to the dungeon? I don't want to wait an hour for a tank. Like
Yeah.
all this stuff. Like it's
I've been thinking about hard about like a video called like "The Friction is the Point."
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Too much of it can be bad, but you need some for sure.
I mean, what are we describing? A games or coitus?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
let's
like-
get to
I've just one parting thought. I was talking about this. One of the many things that Andy watched me say in Twitch chats today, but I was talking about just MMOs thriving in downtime and how that doesn't really exist anymore. Downtime is like seen as friction itself and a way to like and a delay to getting to the good stuff, quote unquote. But like older school games just had this digital third space aspect to them where like the downtime and the friction created these like social moments where you just don't get those anymore, and like you can't make friends as easily. And I just want to make friends online. I just want more online friends.
You did great at that today.
Did
You'd
I?
be a good mod in that chat, buddy. You're
Thanks,
interacting
man.
with everybody.
Moonlight,
Really proud of you.
Moonlight, thanks, buddy. It's like I do this for a living.
you should be a mod.
I should.
Let's get to the topic at hand, shall we? Does anyone want to?
Yeah,
does
let's
anyone
get
want to
into
shall
it.
with me? Okay,
Let's stop dilly dallying here. We get feedback for that.
we're talking ranged DPS
Christ, man.
today.
Sick,
Now-
dude. Is that soundboard or is that you?
Did you
I'm-
did you take a bunch
I-
of gummies before you went live?
I had a lot of
a lot of audio, a lot of semantic goofs with you today.
semantic goops.
Oh,
Goops.
somatic.
That'd
Somatic.
be a
goofs,
great-
somatic goofs.
Podcast name.
Lots of goop.
Does anyone ever play a ranged DPS in their life?
Not
Yeah.
once.
No. So give me some personal history with ranged DPS. Did any of you play like in your first MMO when you did Ultima, Chris? Is ranged
Don't do
DPS
this.
is that possible in
there's
Ultima?
spell-
100%,
yeah.
man. Mages
Okay,
were.
sorry.
like, there's
I
a
was,
reason
I was like just helping for the audience.
Yeah.
I'm working the
Don't get
audience
me
here too.
started. Go ahead.
Did you choose that as your first thing? Like, how did you view it when you first saw an RDPS in the game? Were you like, I want to be that, or like, look at that wuss? Like, what was your first? View on it.
Ultima, like I mean, kiting and existing in Ultima is very different with the isometric view, I think, than any other 3D kind of immersion game. But I would say like Archer, Mage for sure were pains in the asses. I always ran melee, and I think for me, the thing that turned me off most is mages were so macro heavy at the time, and it was like 1998, and I was a baby boy, and I didn't really understand how to do that stuff, and I didn't want to learn it, so I went full unga bunga. But I took the wrong path, the red lightsaber path, and was like, I do it because, and I think I'm better than you for it, and I scorn you for going the mage or range path. But it was really because I couldn't do it, and I was too immature to admit that. And then it kind of just followed me forever.
I see. Pat, did you when you did a resto druid as your first leveling experience? So we're not.
Yeah,
gonna
I mean,
cover that again.
I also played UO. I did casters. Remember the 8x8 on the boats? Remember that?
I don't know what
That's
8x8 means.
real
What is that?
real throwback. The 8x8 grinding, which was you had to move exactly 8 tiles away to try and force another skill point. That's going way
What,
back.
Oh,
If
yeah.
anyone,
what game is
if
that?
anyone
Ultima.
played UO, they would know exactly what I'm talking about.
Ultimate,
But anyway,
right.
the spell casting and stuff in that game, I remember when I found out that you could make a macro and just bind it to your mouse wheel, and that was like when most computer mice didn't even have the wheel yet. Like that's how old this is. But yeah, you just
Debacle.
spam that shit down and then just nuke somebody to pieces. The only thing that really turned me off about spellcasting in that game was you had to go farm the regions for it. That was a big pain in the ass.
Yep, regs were a pain in the ass. It was just there was such an existence tax for both
Yeah.
like ammunition for archer and regs for mage that made it like cumbersome for me. And also, I just didn't grasp it.
What's the jury on regents?
It's reagents, but it's
I don't know.
regs
How
is
do you pronounce
short.
it?
And
I've always
Yeah.
said regions.
Yeah. Okay. And you, Jep, where you played a rogue and what else in EQ?
I played a druid in EQ, and like Pat, like I leveled it as rest.
No, you didn't,
talent.
because that wasn't a thing in EverQuest. So
Is it only? I was gonna say, is there no talent tree, or is it was just spells to my key? Is
it's
my
just spells,
my,
bro. You had 8.
okay.
You had 8 diamonds. I'm sorry, 8 spell crystals.
I just remember snaring everything
Gems.
and dots on it.
Nice.
That's how I leveled my
that's
druid. It
that
was
is
very
proof
slow.
that he played a druid, I think. Right?
Yeah.
But in WoW we went to I did play mage to level 70 or 80.
Mhm.
It was fun.
Throwing a lot
It
of
was
ice
cool.
bolts.
Yeah, but I always gravitated towards the tank. And the mage ended up being like I just got tired of like being the main tank in my raids, and I was like, fuck you guys, excuse my language. I'm done tanking. I want to do something else for a little while because I got sick of just seeing everybody else put up numbers, and but still to this day I feel like I gravitate towards tanks.
I always thought casters were huge wussies. And in EverQuest, I always felt bad for them because they could never look different. They just always wore a robe. It was like you never change your look. Like the only thing they could change was their robe and like their main hand. So like maybe they'll get like an epic thing, which would look cool. But like they always had like, I was like, that must suck. Like you can just never look different. Like
Boring.
I think the
boring.
WoW had it right with the tier sets. You could always look pretty sick.
I would agree with that for sure. Then it got like cartoonish, right?
Yeah, they got a little crazy. Yeah.
Got a little bit crazy. All right, let's talk about elementalists. So I was going to say just a moment ago, the one thing about ranged DPS in these games, EverQuest style games, Monsters and Memories style games, and specifically casters, is that the majority of their class power comes from their spells. That's sort of a given, right? But they are sitting down, meditating, or casting spells. You're like not running around a lot. If you're in a group, you're sort of doing those things. Why that's nice is that the classes are much less gear dependent and independent of how much luck you have in terms of getting loot in dungeons. You will generally like the power track is pretty linear for a casting class in these types of games. Whereas with a melee character, if you get like a baller drop, or if someone throws you like the axe of dragon slaying as like a level 1 with like a haste item, your experience as a monk versus like the totally armored or unarmed monk is like hugely different. But you really you don't really see that huge variation with caster classes in general. There's probably a few items that sort of change that, but in general, I think that's a safe statement. And therefore, it's a pretty good like starter class. Like it's always a good like first class that you play in the game because you have a pretty predictable power curve, and you can sort of continue to get in good groups. Now, last thing I'll say before we move on to this is that later in levels there were spell drops, like rare spell drops, so you couldn't buy the spell from like your vendor. You had to like get it off a dragon or something like that, and those are some of the most class defining spells, and they would run like a fortune.
It's a big dopamine hit.
Big. Yeah.
Do you know about drop spells in this game?
I
Monster Memories.
I think it'll be a thing, man. I think it'll be a thing.
I think the key that I've heard is folks want more of it, but I don't know if more is from 0 to 1 or from X to Y. You know?
Yeah.
Just
That's cool.
Curiosity: if guilds were going after a certain mob for that spell drop, would they give it to their own casters, or was this like, we're gonna go sell this?
Well, you give it to your casters if they.
Okay. I wasn't positive, because I've been with some guilds that are like, it's way more valuable for the guild to have money than it
That's
is
messed
for
up.
you to have this spell.
That's
So
really
we're
messed
gonna
up.
sell this.
No, it's actually more valuable for that guild to have the one shaman who can cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the spell, huh?
Yeah, like some of it's like their top line slow for the shaman.
Makes sense.
So
It's a guild who doesn't want to progress, it sounds like.
yeah.
Get
Um,
out of here.
Okay, Elementalist. Let me quickly go through Elementalist. So Elementalist is a pure caster. They are a pet class first and foremost, but if they didn't have their pet out, you could mistake them for a wizard, probably. So they do the same type of nukes, but they're not the nukes for Elementalist versus a wizard are not as strong, and they're not as resistant, like Defiant, which we'll sort of get into with the wizard. But it's that you have a higher likelihood to be resisted, but they're primarily a spell class. You'll be managing a spell, and just like EverQuest, you have a handful of different types of pets. All those pets bring different benefits, either to your play style or changes to your play style, or group benefits. So you sort of change your pet depending on the situation that you find themselves in. I'm not going to go through all these things, but there's sort of two things that I do want to call out. So unlike the other spellcasting classes, pure spellcasting classes that we're going to go through, because it's a pet class, they have good sustained DPS, because they can just always hit pet attack and the pet is attacking and it's doing a lot of damage like all the time, versus a wizard who will like sit there for the entire fight, drop one nuke, and like it's just like one big spike and then they're done, right?
Well, damage all the time, so we don't get yelled at if people are like, the damage isn't high enough on pet, but it is some damage that's going all the time, even if it's not a lot.
Yeah, so it's like good sustain. The
Yeah, you
other
didn't
thing,
blow your load and then you're done. You got
exactly.
You got little dribbles still going out.
Just double down on it.
Pat is like after my nap, and then like talking about like
Pat's
8x8,
rolling in
like
one white monster deep, new
Somebody.
beanie every time. He's just coming in with like.
Oh, I didn't
Rockstar
open.
energy.
Oh yeah, hold on. Here we go. I'm ready now.
pop the monster.
Let's go. Now the show can start.
That won't keep you up all night.
Roll it.
I can go to sleep right now.
Monsters and memories.
So the,
That needs a little
Something
ending.
I heard, it was probably in the Discord or something, but it was with the pet specific bonuses you have written down here for like the heirs, melee DPS, the fires, caster, and sport. I'm not going to read it. Other people can read off the slide, but depending on like spells that you were to cast onto your pet, depending on what spell, like what pet you had out, they would have interactions and do something awesome.
yeah,
And
Correct.
I thought that was fucking sick.
I thought that was really cool. That's the blast spell, the quote blast spell. So depending on the pet you have, and depending on the blast type that you shoot, it will do a different thing to the bad guy. And I actually took a screenshot because I wanted to remember it, but obviously I can't find it right now.
You
So
got
that would
this.
be like way too cool. But we can do that in a minute. But the other thing here that Elementalist brings that is totally unique is Call of the Hero. And I think it's called that in Monsters and Memories, which is the Warlock summon. Like pure and simple. And like no other class can do that. I think it's got a 60-minute cooldown in this game.
That's pretty long, but still pretty
Something
good.
you're gonna be using not too often, but when
Which
you
was-
do,
Yeah, which was not the case in EverQuest. But it's really great to like get one person to your group that you sort of want to get to your group. in EverQuest, you would park like 3 or 4 mages, or 1 mage, in every single location. Like people would level up a level 55 mage because that's what it took to cast this spell, and they would park it forever in that one spot. And then when like the big raid boss spawned, they would log on to that mage, summon the entire raid, and then raid like much faster than it took to sort of run there. But that's another thing.
Chow in chat is
Sorry,
saying
go
that
ahead.
that was changed a while ago. That
What was changed a while ago?
that and that is very important. What is
Yeah.
that was
What's the
changed
pronoun?
a while ago?
The cooldown. Anyway, when he gets back to us, Andy
Oh
is.
boy. Yeah,
what is
we got
happening there,
something
buddy?
going on. I don't know
Vacuum
either.
running.
I got the blast written down. So the fire pet with an air blast is a pushback.
There it is.
Fire pet with a water blast is a blind. Air pet with a fire blast is AoE damage. Earth pet with water is a snare. I mean, it makes, if you think about them, they make sense.
So
Yeah,
it's
Those
dropped
two
to
elements together would work.
Call of the Heroes dropped to level 20 or 30 and a 20-minute cooldown now. So that's nice. Thank you, Chow.
Much
for
more
that
usable.
update.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When I said level 55, that was an EverQuest, and that sort of is a good point to bring up. In that, in every like class defining ability that a class got in EverQuest that came at like 50 plus comes like much
earlier.
sooner.
Right now, everything's
Super-
asterisk.
yeah.
It's going to change.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, Pat, where are you at with the all Elementalists? We have one of our friends who says that this is all they want to play, but I'm curious what you think about it.
I mean, I think it's an awesome. It sounds like a very nice solo class, especially for the missing 5th member here who said he wants to play it. This seems like he's very big into solo play and crafting for the most part. Like he finds a lot of entertainment in doing that. So having a class like this that should be very able to solo and farm mats for their crafting profession, I think is right up his alley. There's probably not a better class he could have taken.
That's a good call out. Chris, where are you at with this, guys?
So I think the type of player that wants to play an Elementalist is like, ooh, I like Wizard. Ooh, I like Beastmaster, or like turret type class, and they're gonna lean into this a little bit more. Because you get the best of both worlds. You get the pet, and you get some damage. You're gonna be probably mid at both, but the sacrifice there, I think, is always you're going to be able to bring some utility. And I think from what I've seen in my Elementalist groups and what I have experienced on the forums is air tends to be Bay for Elementalists and the buffs that they bring, with water being second best, and then fire and earth tend to be the off the podium. I, as someone who was running with an Elementalist on my Shaman, I love having a little water buff, little font of mana on me. It's
Sorry,
nice.
a ghost just walked behind Jep. It was like he was about to get attacked by someone.
my wife.
watch a murder on screen. But yeah, all that's to say, I think if I was going to play, this kind of scratches the itch for me as far as like a DPS class that brings something that isn't just DPS. I have heard that obviously with a lot of the DPS classes, especially mana dependent ones, this is one of the things we'll talk about is DPM, damage per mana. And I think right now, like the vibe is that DPM is tough on Elementalists with what they bring for utility. But like, I just want to play a DPS that's going to bring a little more than just numbers, and I think Elementalist is one of those classes that can do that if you're into that thing.
You say damage per mana? I thought it was damage per minute.
That's what I
It's
would have.
definitely damage per minute.
Yeah, but if you're looking, I mean, I guess both could make sense. It's like it's the efficiency.
It's an efficiency.
It's
whatever. The efficiency, the ratios don't add up totally for what you'd want to see out of what you're spending, and so
Yeah.
you will be out of mana. And feel
Sorry,
like,
people in the
"Oh,
chat are
things
saying that
alive."
they're the only classes that can make bandages. Which
That's true. So
I
their
don't.
whole thing is summoning stuff. So they can summon bandages. They can summon like tons of food and stuff like that, which is sort of nice. Obviously,
They're not the only
bandages-
class that can make bandages, though. You can make bandages through first aid.
That's what they're saying.
No, they can cast a spell. They don't need the cloth.
Oh,
They just make it.
Got out of
okay.
thin
that
air.
makes
They just make
more
it.
sense.
Bandage. That's
Okay.
fine.
They also cast this thing called mana rods in EverQuest, where it's basically a warlock stone for mana, where you hand it to a caster. It would hurt them, and it would give you back some mana. So pretty neat little spell as a mage. But they were like constantly handing stuff out. It was very much equivalent to the warlock, without the sort of edgelord aspect to it.
But yeah, I think the big takeaways are the type of person that wants to play this is like, ooh, I want to be someone who nukes a bit, and also I want the safety of a pet a little bit, and the utility of not just a person who nukes things. And I think that will scratch this itch a little bit, though. It comes with the caveat that anytime you do spread yourself into the utility space, you're gonna probably take a hit in the damage space, and I think that's kind of the consistent feedback that elementalists get.
Yes. And whoever's phone is vibrating, take it off your desk. Would any of you guys play an elementalist?
As soon as I hear pet, I'm out.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
I don't like the pet game. Listen, I think it's a cool class. I think it's going to be based on utility alone. It's going to be really nice, but like, I just don't enjoy anything with pet stuff. I think it's cheesy.
Is it the management, or you just think that just looks
probably
stupid?
the management of it. No. I think it's the management of it. I think it's it just doesn't do it for me. I get why people like it.
I think the key
it's not fun for me.
The interesting thing for casters, and I think a big reason why I'm just not a fan of casters in general, even though I mean a priest and WoW, it's still on the heal side, is like resists suck. I'm just gonna say it. Resists fucking suck, man. And like if it eats your mana and you've done nothing and you have nothing to show for it, and I think like on the balance side, resists are a big pain in the ass to balance in a way that feels okay to the player and makes sense.
Yeah.
Game design wise, and I just fucking hate getting resisted and being like, well, I'm out of mana and I've done fucking nothing if the cards don't go my way.
Nothing now, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll see you later.
I'll sit and I'll let my pet just throw 2 damage every often. So I think that's my whole like, and this is me I'm a little biased. I'm like anti-mage guy, but yeah, I think that's like kind of my jam with finger wigglers, as I call them.
Finger wigglers. I hate that name. I kind of agree with the pet thing being a turnoff for me too, because you know what it feels like? It feels like you're half a class. Like your character, the character you're playing, is only like half of your total power. So if you don't have your thing up, it's like I'm just half a man. I'm half the man I used to be, like that. Final thoughts on Elementalist before we move on, Pat. Where are you at?
No, I mean, I can see that. I can see being like, I wish my character was stronger. Why do I need to rely on this summon pet thing? But at the same time, you have a summon pet thing, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The management can get definitely annoying. I could see that, but I mean, once you get it down, it's probably just second nature. You don't really think about it. I wouldn't look at that as like a deterrent for me personally. This seems like a fun class to mess around with for sure. I don't know if I would consider maining it, but I totally understand why people would want to.
My final thought on this is when P99 servers came out way back when, everyone played a mage, and the reason why was I think it was a little bit busted, like it was broken, like they had made it too powerful, but it also like prove the point that you didn't need any gear. People just like soloed through the game with their earth pet. They just like ripped through the game. They got to like level 40, level 50. They got a bunch of gear, and then they gave it to another character, and they twinked out that they actually wanted to play. So it makes a super good first class. It's a really good and friendly beginners class. You'll be valued in groups because of your pet-specific bonuses. If you're good with managing your pet and you don't just send it off randomly at bad guys and like train everything back to you, then you'll be valued for all the things you can summon. You won't have a hard time finding groups if that's the kind of player you're looking for, and you won't have a hard time soloing. So it's a pretty great class. I don't think it's just not for any of us though, right?
No, maybe Elliot would like it.
Yeah. I think the important call outs here too, if you're thinking Ellie and you want to be that wizard type that brings something. Dragon in my chat reminded me too, which I think is fun, is the inclusion of life stones for Necro and mana stones for Elementalist, which is kind of cool. You get basically like a lock cookie that's a mana, like a nice little mana pot that you can make for people, which is really, really cool. So they bring like some fun utility too, but yeah, not for me.
All right, let's move on.
Bang.
Wizard. Wizards?
You're a wizard, Harry.
Someone explain a wizard to me. Chris, explain a wizard to me.
You seen Gandalf? You ever seen Gandalf before? Wizard. So when I was putting together the Ranged DPS, just disaster of images and memes that were on there, the wizard for me is the Oppenheimer meme, where like the person who plays wizard is the one who wants to drop the big old bombs and get the big old damage numbers. And this could be through two ways. This could be through, if you're an old school Ultima player, the Calvas Flamm, Pillar of Flame, where you're nuking people and they're scorched earth, but it's a direct damage spell. Or you're going to be a Frost Mage from Classic WoW, and you're going to AoE farm and just blast waves of enemies down like you're in a lawnmower simulator. The wizard is your cup of tea, typically, if you're in those camps where you just want to see big damage numbers and things fall down in front of you. Does that cover it?
I think that covers
I blacked
it.
out. What happened? Was that
one of the main things that
Let's move on.
that get overlooked a lot is they have so many quality of life things. Like so many.
I got a
It's
lot
like
of spells.
you get like not only do you get like, sick nukes and you're doing a ton of damage and stuff, but like you just portal wherever you want to go whenever you feel like it. Like you can create stuff like your own consumables and shit. Like just the quality of life alone is enough to make them look very, very, very pretty, very alluring.
Yeah, I mean, that's for truth, right? So they are one of three classes that devs, and I have a feeling that devs are going to like regret this because everyone sort of holds it against them. But they are one of three classes that the devs have said will be at the top of the DPS charts, along with Archer and Rogue. The other one will be Wizard, and that
They've
comes
said that.
prime. They've said that.
I will say they've said that.
That has been said,
Yes.
and so it was maybe.
I think the
But-
forums, and from what I've read, 30 plus,
It's been
people
said.
have a bone to pick.
Has it been done? So Archer and Rogue, pure sustained DPS, purely physical damage. Wizard is magical damage and big pops. So as opposed to doing 100 hits for 50, you're dropping 1600 damage nuke and you're sitting back down. Ideally, that nuke killed the bad guy because it's an execute style gameplay. It incentivizes you being the killer of the bad guy because you get a chunk of mana back if you execute the boss. So that can be fun, a fun little mini game for you. Or it could be very frustrating because your mana regeneration is really quite dependent on your ability to get those executes. They have AoE nukes or rains. They have unique to Wizards lore spells. Lore spells are basically, I don't want to say resistant because that's just a different thing. But if a mob has very high resists, you drop a lore spell, which are less ideal, but they're almost guaranteed not to be resisted. What were you going to say, Pat?
I wasn't going to say anything. I was just laughing.
That's a good laugh.
He's monstering.
We'll leave aside teleports because we're going to talk about that more, but they also have the Seal of Magic debuff, which thus far has been applied via melee strikes. So every time you would strike it with a sword or a club or whatever, you would apply a stacking debuff that would increase the magic damage done to that mob from everybody. So you were incentivized to bonk, 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 nuke. Hopefully you get the execute and you get your mana back from nuking, and you don't have to sit too much. That hasn't really borne out in my experience. I think it's a little challenging style of gameplay, but that's like the vision of it.
It
Last
makes
thing?
sense,
Yeah, go
especially like if you get basically one, maybe two nukes, and then you're sitting down anyway. So it makes sense that they give you something else to do, so you're not just literally standing there doing nothing. I don't know if that's great gameplay, but at least
They
it's
have
something.
since backed away from that. So I think in November or December they said, okay, this is not going to be like mandatory. You don't have to hit the mob to apply that. You will be able to apply it with this spell, which is like a lifesaver. I think a lot of wizards or like aspiring wizards were like, this is not the gameplay I want to do. Like,
There's muggles coming in trying to break into wizard camp.
a lot of muggles. we're basically we have a few. So Chow is saying Wizard, Archer, and Rogue aren't top DPS at the moment. I just want to call out the fact that like we are in alpha. All these numbers are going to change. We're covering sort of a vibes and like the roles these things are going to play, as opposed to like going in depth in terms of the numbers they're doing right now.
Yeah,
So just like keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I think to Chow's point, and I think the devs have been very open about this. Like, there are a lot of things on the table that have been discussed, and someone who is also playing a DPS class in Necromancer, like time to kill feels in a lot of different places right now. It feels way too short early to where dots don't matter, and then it feels like mobs scale super fast towards the mid to late game, and like nukes don't matter. So it's like there's still definitely going to be some balancing that has to get done with kits and mobs and time to kill there. So take all of this with a grain of salt and an asterisk on it.
Yeah. Final thing I'll say are the teleports. Now, they have the ability to teleport your entire group to like specific spots in zones. They also have like emergency teleports, get you out of the dungeon sort of relatively quick if everything is going bad. In EverQuest, they were the only class that could teleport to the plane, so Plane of Hate and Plane of Sky could not be accessed without a handful of wizards to sort of get you there, as well as very expensive reagents. And that's the sort of role. Yeah, like someone's saying in chat, Brandon Scott is saying in chat, like, this is the old man class. You nuke and then take a nap. Like,
nuke and nap.
That's true.
Nuke and nap.
The dream.
That's true.
Go ahead and take a rest, big guy. You tuckered out.
Yeah.
Through
so
3 spells.
Who's turned on by this class?
I'm a little turned on by it.
I like it.
If I'm going ranged DPS, that's probably going to be mage.
Wow.
I just like what they bring with. Yeah. I don't know. I like the big numbers, but much better than having a pet do my work for me.
Wow.
Wow.
But
shots fired.
Yeah, but that's okay though. But those big numbers come with aggro too, so that's something that you got to be aware of. But I don't know. I like it. I like the wizard.
I think
Sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go.
I was gonna say, it seems like it's definitely a class. Yeah, it's definitely a class that I would want to do. Not so much just for like the nuke aspect, which I'm sure is fun, seeing the big numbers. Just the quality of life in general. Just being able to teleport all over the place is just so wonderful.
Nice. And everybody wants you.
Yeah,
we need a teleport.
Yeah.
We need a teleport.
Call
but can I quibble? Like, they are not the best. In EverQuest, they were like they mostly soloed. People didn't want them in the groups. People said no. Get out of here.
I'm fine with it. It's more for my own enjoyment. Yeah. Like, I don't need to go find somebody to teleport across the world, and the amount of time I could save from just being able to do it is very, very nice.
No doubt. Chris, go ahead. Chris, go ahead.
The other thing that we could talk about too is Evacuate's fucking dope in theory, if that holds and that goes through. Evacuate sounds super fun.
Get out of the dungeon.
It's just a shit's going sideways button type deal.
Very nice.
It's kind of interesting, and it acts as a teleport. I think there are specific evacuations to specific areas. But that aside, I think the key is, I was gonna say, is like, for better or worse, if you play a wizard or a class that has a mana bar, you're gonna be sitting a lot in the game. And I read this on the forums when someone's like, "Hey, I want to play a healer. I want to play cleric. Is like, can I do something other than sit all the time to med?" I was like,
No.
Well, if you're playing some of the mana bar, you're gonna be sitting a lot. And like, wizards eat their mana bar super fast. I think you're gonna be sitting a lot.
It's a lot of sitting. Yeah, this spell called Harvest, or it might not be called Harvest, but like they just basically pull in a bunch of mana. You just like, it's a 10-minute cooldown over there. They just give themselves a mana bump. They also have Translocate, which is really, 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 really neat in that it's not a group teleport, but you send someone somewhere else. So like your monk who's stuck in the dungeon, you just translocate them back to their bind spot, which is like you're saving them so much agita.
Can we talk a little bit about their like little mechanic about whacking things to gain
whack-a-mole?
I'm hesitant too, because like the devs have sort of backed away from that style of gameplay. We can dive into it, but like,
I know you have charged thoughts on it, Jesse, because you tried it, and I want to know your thoughts on how you felt the wizard felt headcanon wise for you?
Didn't feel good. It felt well like it. I think a lot of these things have been fixed. So like this was from an earlier playtest where I would like whack the thing with like a very low skill cap for like 4 to 8 damage or something, and then I would like nuke it, and this is level 8 I believe, so obviously very low, but I would nuke it for like 18. And meanwhile I'm watching my like melee compatriots just like machine gunning through like bad guys.
Yeah.
And I could nuke like maybe 10 times at 18 damage before I'm totally out of mana. And it was like, I'm not holding my weight. I'm not pulling my weight here. Obviously like that, but I've recently looked at some of the numbers and they scale up quite a bit sooner. So like I would be doing a lot more damage if I was playing that class now at that same level. And I got to tell you, man, it's top 3 for me, buddy. It's top 3.
Get out of
Top
here. Is this
3.
another top 3 for you?
Got a lot of
three.
threes.
What?
I'm actually surprised to hear Jeff talk about it as a top 3. I never really
Same.
thought of you
I'm-
as a
I
caster.
don't know if it's a top 3,
like
but like
kind of-
if I'm going ranged, I don't know. I like it. I always, for some reason,
Well, hold on to your pants because we got like 9 more range classes to go, or
yeah.
4.
No, we
Or
went
Either
two.
way.
2. Close. Well, 2.5. 2.5. We'll get
2.5,
to that in a
2.5,
second.
2.5.
Yeah.
Was there 4 total 4.5?
Yeah, 4.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this. What we got next?
Oh, I will say like this is legitimately in my possibilities. So
Is it just because we say that
I
you're
feel
going
like
to play
you're lying.
wizard every time?
no, I don't know what you guys are trying to do to me.
Because you read books.
You are a wizard, man. Like in
You
real life, you're-
read books. What
most-
more
You're not a
wizard do you
wizard
need?
person.
He is.
It just
He's
doesn't fit
he's
your
an
personality.
academic book
Thank
person.
you.
I don't think. Yeah, he is, but I don't think a wizard is personality.
Nah, it is.
He is. Yeah.
He reads books.
Is that all this whole thing
You're a
is?
nerd, bro.
Is that all this is about?
he
All
reads
he-
books, so he's a wizard. That's it.
All he
Fucking
all he
wizard.
does.
We just
all
got
the
through
correlation we
We just
need.
got through talking about how wizards are dope in their own way.
You can tell how fucking stupid our friend group is if the one guy who reads books is a wizard.
Yeah, you're the wizard for sure.
dork. I don't
Nerd
mean,
alert.
I don't mean to brag, but I've never read a book in my life, guys.
Yeah, I do think you guys are reverse psychologying me into
I
playing
mean, you
this.
can just look behind you and tell me that doesn't scream wizard. That's all I'm saying.
You got a very wizard vibe there.
So many spells back there. So many.
Most
Next
books that
class.
anyway,
Wood
you're
was
a
there when he
dungeon
bought the
master.
house, though. That's important.
Next class.
to note.
Wait, you're not playing your transitions, dude? And it's I gotta be honest, man. It's like
Next
every fucking
class.
time, man.
All right.
Let's talk about the archer. Let's talk about this archer.
Archer is what I assumed Ranger was. Man,
Oh
then I
boy,
learned
here
that
we
those
go.
are two different
No, no,
things.
no.
Before community lights
Pat,
up.
You did a really good job explaining to me what the purpose of this conversation was, and it was to hype everyone about their choices. So first
Correct.
we're gonna hype, then we're gonna pull down. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. We'll make it seem awesome and then we'll tell you why it sucks.
Archer is a leather-based, ranged physical damage doer. They are, as said before, one of the 3 S tier damages, or intended to be one of the 3 S tier damage doers in the game. Like all physical DPSers, they have a number of abilities that all do sort of different things. So quick shot, your flurry. I wrote quick shot twice. Shows
Nice.
you how I'm doing. They have dispelling shot. They have like a shot that can snare things. They have a snot. They have a snot. They have a shot that can root things. They actually bring a fair bit of utility. Like I was looking over this, and they bring a fair few like options. Like if you're playing one, if you're duoing an archer with any other range DPS, you're in a pretty good spot because they can do a lot of things that like that with no mana cost, basically, just sort of based on a cooldown.
What was that? What was that class in City of Heroes? Was it gadgets?
Blaster.
Not blast. Yeah, like a gadget blaster, right? It's like that's kind of the vibe I get with Archer.
I could see that, but they also just pump They also have a group-wide debuff where they can do a penetrating shot, and they do everyone does 5% additional damage. I think much like a
Do we know if
hunter's mark.
that's Do we know if that's telegraphed or is that direct? Like, is it tabbed and it goes through things, or is it like cone?
I think it's a single target shot.
Okay.
Maybe someone in chat can keep us honest on that.
It's
And
interesting.
this dispelling shot, which takes one beneficial effect away from the bad guy. So they can do like a pretty good amount of stuff.
Yeah, I'm just looking over and it doesn't, they don't go past level 12 in the wiki. So I don't know what they're going to get, crazy down the line. I'm sure there's more stuff in game. I haven't personally played one, but just in those 12 levels, the spells sound freaking nuts.
Single target. Thank you, Chow.
Yeah, they are solid, man. And like there's talk of them getting traps as well.
I see an immobilizing trap written here. So it roots somebody in place for a minute. There's one that will interrupt a spell cast, knock them back, and then root them for 4 seconds, like or stun them for 4 seconds. Like there's a lot of crazy shit.
I think the key differentiators right now in gameplay for Archer and Ranger, obviously Ranger has the melee component, a stronger melee component than Archer, but Archers also have greater positioning capabilities than Ranger does, whereas Ranger has potential to kite effectively. And I know Archer can kite, but like Archers have very flashy repositioning type abilities, knockback, disengage type deal. And I think that they're, they have that more. They have an ability to get out of jams in a way that is not as direct as a Ranger.
I think
more direct than a Ranger.
I think that's a good way to put it. They can, though, like kite very well because they can snare the bad guy. I mean, it would be great if you could sew yourself, but you can get sew potions or go back to town and get yourself a sew from a friendly, one of the other 50 other classes that can cast sew. So they have a really demonstrated ability to solo in a way that, like, because the way you want to think about an archer is that they're the ranged outdoor equivalent of the rogue. And that all their utility is really super duper useful, especially outdoors, where all the utility, not all, but like a lot of the utility for a rogue is especially important in a dungeon. CC, SAP, Invis. Like Archer doesn't have that, and it doesn't need that because it's not super useful outside. So you can think of them as like mirrors of each other.
Yes.
At least I do.
Let me just quickly caveat and mea culpa my statement before. They are excellent kiters. Currently, I think there is an identity crisis that I've read on the forums where folks are kind of torn between a turret sniper versus a mobile kiter type deal. And so reading in that crept into my brain. But yes, right now, currently they are great kiters. Chow, I agree.
Mr. Jepp, where are you at on the archer class? Is this top 3 for you?
No.
Wow.
Wow. Hard. No.
No, you have to make your own arrows. Yeah.
Yes, but it's pretty trivial. Like one piece of wood is 100 arrows. Now, when you get to when you get to better arrows, I think you need like different metals and stuff. But yeah, that's
this
true.
This is probably gonna come down to like Pat's how Pat usually feels. I feel like everyone's gonna be playing this.
Wow.
There's gonna be a lot. I think there's gonna be a lot of archers. They're gonna be S tier. They're gonna be easy to level, and I think you're just gonna see a lot of them.
We should have a. What do you think is going to be the most played class? Because I'm actually I feel like this is going to be one of the lowest played classes.
Really, it just seems like it seems kind of easy mode because I feel you're going to kill everything fast and you're going to level fast, which is great.
I think what it makes up for in its simplicity, it lacks in elegance in doing so. And sorry, not simple. I don't mean simplicity like the class is simple to play. I mean like it is a direct damage class that can kite effectively and kind of does big numbers. But I think there are other classes that can also do that, either flashier or they bring other utility items to the table. Like a wizard can put up damage numbers, but also port things like that.
Yeah, I don't hate the class. I think it sounds cool. It's just not for me.
I think there'll be machine guns of just like top damage. They'll be just like if you bring like 3 archers to a raid, you'll feel it. You'll be like, oh yeah, like Tom, Dick, and Joe are here. We're gonna bring this thing down really fast. I will say though that they should just be combined with Ranger. No, my absolute nightmare with an archer is getting invited to like a slick dungeon, getting to the entrance, and be like, "Oh, I can't invis myself. There's no way for me to get down to you. I don't have like sneak ability. I have no ability. I am like totally dependent on you getting me down to you. If you're like deep in the dungeon at a camp. So if you don't have a mage, you're not getting me down there, or unless you like fight back to me and then come grab me and then go back and reestablish the camp. But like a rogue could sneak there, a monk could run and like feign death his way there. A number of the other DPS classes can invis themselves. Even like
Yeah.
a cleric could invis versus undead. Archer can't
Callie
do that.
too.
Yeah, I mean,
Pat's looking pissed.
yeah, Pow.
I
I
just
so mad.
that's such a weird thing to like have that be like a turnoff for a class, because there's like 4 DPS that can do that. Like they're gonna have to go back and get you anyway. Like like what if your tank has to
Jesse's
go and you're
nitpicky
like,
right now, is that
I
what you're
need that my tank can't invis. Sorry, we can't invite you. We need a tank that can invis himself because I'm too lazy to go back and get you.
Well, and there's real like some of these dungeons are
That was a real thing in EverQuest.
like if you can't get to the camp, you can't get to the camp. And like if the group leaves the camp, they're leaving their claim on the camp. So another group could just work their way, and it could be a super high value camp.
Right, but if you need me, you're gonna have to come get me.
Or they'll just wait for someone else to like
Yeah, somebody who can get there.
somebody. Who can
But then
get
you'd
there.
just be sitting at the camp not doing anything.
Well, you'd be like pulling slower, or like you would sort of. I agree that it's not like. I don't know if it's the most common thing, but it's a non-zero chance it's going to happen to you. It definitely will happen to archers where they can't get into a specific spot. I'm also worried that for them in dungeons, they'll like have to be far away enough. And actually, this is actually inaccurate to say. People shouldn't be fearful that you would need a certain amount of range to be able to do your thing, because that range is incredibly close. Like you can shoot a mob from like 3 yards away, basically. You don't need to be like 10 yards away, which is what I was initially worried about. I did some testing with an archer over the past few days to sort of make sure, because hey, it's top 3 for me, you know? No, it's not top 3 for me, but yeah, who wants to play an archer?
So, well, I mean, to combat that, because Shao is posting this too, and this is on my mind. Like, alchemy exists in the game, and like they're talking about gate pots, sow pots, like invis pots exist, right? Like, it's just you're going to be dependent on the economy a little more, but like you can make anything happen in the game if you're so inclined.
It's a time
Through
tax, my friend.
pots, right?
Time tax.
Yeah, it
Face
is.
of the chalice,
And
man.
we didn't talk, I think, about one of the more important time taxes, even though it's now negligible, still exists, is ammunition management, which doesn't exist on other classes. The cost of playing an archer is you got to be in the arrow game and make your arrows, which I was talking about earlier with Ultima. Though it is, I think they made it much more negligible now. It is still something you have to upkeep if you want to put out the damage. You're going to have to be making arrows, and I think they're like some of my best customers for lumber. when I'm out there hacking wood.
Yeah, it's also
Thanks,
a bag
archers.
slot. It's also a bag slot too, because they have a quiver that takes up a slot
Mhm.
to
Right,
carry all those arrows. I mean, they can carry like tens of thousands of arrows, but because you can put like 1,000 arrows in a stack.
Oh wow.
So it's not quite like Hunter, where like you could only bring so many arrows. You could bring like stacks of 200, if I remember correctly. But
Dude,
yeah.
if I can't hold
3,
bear
Jesse?
butts, then I'm out. Like I'm wasting bear butt space on arrows.
What are you gonna say, Andy?
I said, is this top 3?
Now I toyed with it. I definitely toyed with it today. I went into it thinking it would be, and it was the first class I ever died as a level 1 on. And like I just got like a bad roll, you know. I like a spiderling got me a little too hard, you know.
It's dead to him.
That's not indicative of the actual class's power, but
I played this for 10 minutes once and it
Just you.
sucked.
I like the fact that when it came, like, because I could get like 2 or 3 shots on a thing before it would be up in my face, and I didn't have the ability to snare things. Obviously, you get that at like level 8 or 12 or something like that. So very early in the game, with only, let's say, like 10 hours played, you have basically your full kit, or enough of your kit to be fully effective, to be soloing and really good group play. It just didn't like flip my cookie. Like I don't It just didn't flip my cookie. My cookie was unflipped. Yeah.
I don't think that's a saying.
He kept saying it.
It's definitely.
Do
He's
you,
gonna repeat it.
It
until
didn't
it's
limp my
the same.
biscuit.
It
Like,
didn't
when
have
you bake-
track. Like it feels like it
when
should
you-
have track. It feels
Didn't
like it should
smash my
have.
mouth.
When you
Didn't smash my
It didn't. It didn't creed.
when you bake cookies, do you flip them over?
Who doesn't flip a cookie, bro? Like
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
double-sided. I've never actually flipped a cookie when I was baking a cookie. Maybe I'll do that. Double-sided. We'll call them double-sided bake. Double bake.
Oh, if you want a little
Doubles.
crisp, you got to do a sear. I read. I also
Yeah.
read a lot of steak guides and apply them to my baking.
A little
Cast iron.
caramelization.
That's why both suck.
Um.
And arrows have no weight confirmed from
Yeah,
chat,
arrows have no weight.
which is big. That's kind of a big
For
deal.
now.
It just
For now.
feels like it should have track. They just feel like they should have track to me, like, and they don't.
If
That's
you-
more of a ranger than an archer.
That's where you're just feeding right into Jesse's little
Mm.
They're
web.
archers, not hunters.
Yeah. Yeah, like what's the like Chris, you dropped the real like flaming scorcher of a take last week when you said only undead and nature-based classes have any like decent lore ties. Like you
I didn't
feel
say
like you're
I
playing that
said
class.
only. I said they were the best. They
Why
were
did you say that?
dripping.
Yeah, what was your point?
I'm happy to step on the soapbox and say I'm saying that the nature. I was saying that I think from the classes I've seen and played, it feels like Necro SK, Druid, Ranger really have very immersive flavor, and like you can contribute to the game in combat and out of combat in very robust manners, and it oozes with personality for the class fantasy that you have, more so than other classes. And like archer, that I think that's the issue with like a fighter archer for me. And you're talking to someone who really only plays fighter in D&D. Like I'm not above that life. I'm saying that in a game like this where there's so much downtime and so many ways to interact with the world, enchanter, being able to make enchanted like metals for crafting and stuff, like just like really cool ways to interact with the game. But like the nature-based classes and the undead loving classes just have like so many cool ways to do that and thematic ways to do that I'm like, man, I fucking feel like this class, more so than any other class. And archer, I think, is like I'm not doing the thing where I watch Michael Phelps film. Like, I could do that. This guy, I could swim with a little bit of training. I could win 100 gold medals. But I'm saying like we could go be archers now if we wanted to be.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's not a bridge too far fantasy wise. And like in a game like this, I'm just like, I love the immersion that the other classes or the other like whatever genres
Yeah.
bring.
I mean, Chow is saying he leaves town with 14 to 18,000 arrows. It sounds like a fucking Valheim run. Like
Jesus.
this guy is going like to
14
4
to
satchel
18K.
of wood, soap
Holy
pots, dex pot.
shit.
Like that ain't cheap. Yeah, they feel like they should have forage and they feel like they should have track. It just feels like this class is meant to stand on the wall of a castle shooting things.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's it. That's the turret sniper type vibe
Yeah.
too, like the
That's-
British longbowman.
Yeah, there's no class fantasy with this because they gave it to like ranger and beastmaster and like stuff that would normally, well, at least in my head canon, that normally would go with a ranger. They're giving it to like other classes, so like you're just a bow and arrow guy.
Yeah.
Like you're
But,
good
like,
with it, but you're just a bow and
So
arrow
here's
guy.
the thing though, if they lean into the Batman vibe, I can get behind where it's like, the gadget fella who's like, dropping caltrops and like making traps. I think that's a cool class fantasy that can be leaned into. But like out of combat, existing in the world, and maybe this is again going back to my DPS meh in general, is like out of combat, I just feel like there's not like a lot of ways to interact with the world besides taking from people or like obviously crafting and stuff aside. That the other classes bring, but that's just me.
You're just waiting
That's
to hit
just me.
somebody.
Yeah,
Bow guy.
Who's playing an
rough.
archer?
Like you feel like rangers can track, like there's stuff that you can do outside of combat, and like what are you going to do outside of combat as an archer other than like I have to go farm shit for my arrows? Like there's nothing for you to do.
I will say, if I played ranged DPS, the fantasy of like I like the flintlock type guns more so, but like I like mechanical range DPS or physical range DPS.
Physical DPS, yeah.
I like physical range DPS.
You can't resist an arrow.
The hunter versus and that's exactly right gameplay wise, but also like head cannon wise too. I don't necessarily aspire like like wizards aren't my thing, but like I'm like cool with being a sniper in the background. But I'm not turned on by this DPS.
Yeah. You're gonna say something, Jeff?
No, I just I'm kind of in the same boat right there. I'm just doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah.
It's cool, not for me. They don't bring as much utility as another class.
Always happy to see one in the group though.
Yeah,
Be an archer if you want to throw a lot of heat out, a lot of DPS if you want to see big numbers. Personally, go ahead.
If you have a ranger in the party, you get to look at them and go, "That's cute," and then pull out your bow.
Yeah, but then you all, yeah, exactly, yeah,
You
no
could
doubt.
you could literally you call that a knife to a ranger, but it'll be bow. You call that a bow. This is a bow.
I hope that they realize that they have way too many classes and they can't balance them, and they merge ranger and archer. That would be my hope.
That's for our
Spicy take.
That's another video, man. That's another video.
Oh, sorry. Spoilers.
Play the cow of shame. Here we go. Look, come at me, bro. The Necromancer.
Look what I did. Notables.
not sure what they do.
No, there's no why. It's not sure what to do.
I may or may not have been working while I was doing this, and I thought I had finished.
What would you say you do here?
Let's just quickly go through my text real fast. When I said, "Hey Jesse, need any help putting the slides together today?" You said,
I forgot.
Got this.
Nah,
In
bro,
clan
got it.
notes.
Is this thing on?
I got this.
4 out of 5 ain't bad. 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Not sure what. There's no why in they. Not
No,
sure
I'm
what the do.
Not sure what to do. Does anyone know what to do?
Why don't you explain what a necro is? Maybe it shouldn't even
Chris,
be here. It's a support class.
Chris, you got the you got the most experience here. Tell me what a necrobrancer does.
A necromancer. A necromancer says, "Come at me," but then throws a skeleton or a zombie or a
Necromancer?
ghoul in their way and says, "Wait till my dad gets here." Necromancer, top of my head, pet class, drain vibes. You know, gonna spend life in certain areas, but also can gain life back through use of their mana and some direct damage spells that don't do a lot of dark damage, but they refill your health. Throws out, has snare. Has a lot. If you see undead, you can basically you have control of the battlefield. It's a fun thing to know. You have charm undead. You have a lot of things. You have invis against undead. So if you're in a spooky place, you are the spooky person. They bring a lot, and I say a lot of utility. And I actually had a little dissertation on talking through the utility that they bring. But I think top of my head, you're going to be able to bring life stones for your group in the form of you're going to spend a little mana and you're going to be able to make a lock cookie from WoW, which is like an instant health pot. Of course, it comes at the cost that if you have a brain dead potato group, they have to know how to use them, and it's not always as a simple thing to like make a macro for that. So you're going to have to like remind folks, use your cookies, and I can make more. You have a strength buff that takes from your strength and gives to whatever person you want to buff, which is super fun. You have a heal. It is a heal that spends your life and is wildly inefficient on an 8-second-ish cooldown early game. But it still exists. And if you are in a group where you don't have a healer, you can help prevent downtime by slotting into that inefficiently, but still do it. You'll get a hot. You will get a magic resist debuff.
Getting shots fired from Chow there, dude. Like, otherwise you sit around mooching.
You are also a mana battery, which is, I think, their most important mid to late game aspect. Is you're going to be feeding your healers mana.
Yeah.
Using your own mana to do so. And out of combat utility, you can retrieve corpses. Very costly, costs a coffin. It's a thing, but it is a very fun thematic way to engage. And I just love Unholy Bulwark as a spell. I think it's cool. It's like Paladin Bubble, but it's undeady. Yeah, that's pretty much like the Necro in a nutshell there.
They cannibalize too?
No, that's Shaman.
Shaman, thank you.
Shamona.
Shaman.
Yeah.
Shaman only.
EverQuest, Necro, and Druid were the consummate solo classes. They were the classes you played if you didn't have friends. A lot of their dots wouldn't do very much damage in terms. Like, we get resisted a lot. It would be very like a Necro in a raid was just a tough spot to be in EverQuest. I hope they mitigate that. I mean, for this game and make it a little bit more useful. But we're not going to talk about the alpha or the beta. What we do know is that they have like twisted the existing Necromancer, I guess, fantasy into like giving it like 20% utility and sort of making it more of a team player than the EverQuest version sort of ever was, which is neat, which is pretty neat. A deep elf, you want to be a deep elf Necromancer, you look cool. You just look cool. You can turn into a skeleton. That's cool.
They look cool. I know that the Necro community, Chow, I'm looking at you too, who have played Necros a lot, I think that it's polarizing to say the least. I think the Chow camp is salty about the current state of things. As someone who would never give Necro the time of day in any other game, the class in its current state called to me, but I main supports. And that's why I was like, wow, the amount of utility that they bring is pretty wild to me. But I think obviously that eats into the class fantasy. And I will say that, again, like thinking from the solo ability of the class, like the dot game just doesn't feel potent right now in the current state of things. And dots are kind of unfun to use, feel unimpactful. And time to kill is either way too short or feels way too long. If you're solo, like in groups, your dots are so inefficient because like the thing's dead before they even start ticking, really. And then alone, I'm like, dude, this takes for fucking ever. So yeah, I will say that as the class that even though I enjoy it, it does have drawbacks.
Yeah.
Necros are always so cool to me. I thought they were so badass in EverQuest, and they don't sound that badass right now.
Even after my passionate pitch on it.
No,
That
was okay, but
it sounds very, very support heavy, and the stuff that they can do outside of that seems almost like they would be telling you not to do it so that you could save your mana to do more support things for other people.
To give it to somebody else who can do more.
Keep in mind that they're also a pet class, so they do have damage from the pets as well. Those pets shouldn't be tanking.
Is it decent damage, or is it just like it's there?
Uptime, but it's not. I wouldn't call it decent. It's uptime.
Yeah, it's uptime, and in EQ it was decent. Like some of your some of them were like played as rogues. Like your pet was like a rogue. Chow will definitely know this a lot better than me. I only made fun of Necros when I played EverQuest, but like
some getting killed by them a lot.
Oh yeah, like on PvP servers, they're just constantly killing you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, stupid pets.
Fear dot beat up by a pet. I'm like, I can't do anything. This game sucks.
Charm is dope. Charm is dope though, man. Like I can't understate. And Jesse, this is the thing that I think called you to Druid, right? You're like, just having a charm in your back pocket, even though it's undead, folks, is fucking nice, man. Chow, look, we're in the drift. Chow and I are in the drift. We're piloting Pacific Rim mech, Strike Eureka. Yeah, I just think charm is like having that charm is cool. And then the ability to like affect the game in a way that's not just damage numbers, because Necro damage numbers, in my opinion, are not very fun right now, is nice. But I also main healers. So like that's why I was very surprised this class called to me. But I think it's because like if it calls to me, I might not be the target demographic for a Necro.
You glazed it pretty good there, but you're not into it though.
Dude, this is my legit top 3. Like Jesse has top 50 for his 3. Every class is a top 3 for Jesse. This is my legit like 3, I am genuinely torn between Shaman, Necro 1, 2 right now, and then my dark horse pick, Druid, and then Cleric. I'm in Jesse's game.
Yeah.
You know what they should do? They should combine Necro and Shaman into a class called the Shaman. And then you just literally give them every single spell. I mean, obviously you make some changes, but you could literally decide what playstyle you wanted, whether it be the group healer, a dot doer, a pet. Like you could have like a number of different sort of roles to play. It would be the most like diverse and sort of varied class, but it would almost like be a way to have like a subclass because you sort of have to choose the route you would play as. Maybe call it the witch doctor. I don't know. And because I think you're right.
I like that. I think witch doctor would be pretty damn cool.
Well, I think thematically, like druid is the natural order of life, and then shaman is like the unnatural extension and spiritual, like the undead version of nature, right? So I guess that thematically that makes sense a little bit. But necro, I feel like is just is a different vibe
It's got its
from
place.
shaman.
It's got its place.
For sure.
Like
That's,
necro,
that's like a staple too.
Yeah, and shaman I think is much more like they're much I don't know the word, but like necros strike me as very erudite and very like I guess it's like wizard sorcerer maybe, where like sorcerer like shamans have a natural inclination to do this, and necromancers are like very unnatural. Shamans have a natural inclination to tap into the unnatural. Necros work very hard and become evil in their pursuits of this power, right?
They're goth wizards.
Yeah, so I think it's like the
wizards.
sorcerer, the D&D sorcerer. Shamans are like naturals at it, and then necros have to work at it type thing. But I like the game. The gameplay sounds cool.
I could see that. So this is a legit top 3 for you. I considered it early on when I heard this game because I thought they would be a top soloer, but it sounds like they're. It sounds like that ain't
Until
the case.
dots get figured out, man. Like I'll tell you, I go through this with my fucking shaman too, man. Like it just feels like dots don't matter at all right now, and they're in fact just a waste of a slot. And there's so many more fun things I could do with that spell slot that like running them just like I do it because it's nice to have, but like. I still think debuffs have their place. I know Chow was saying in the chat that like debuffs feel useless right now too. I think debuffs still have their place, but like, yeah, the dots for me, it like takes weight. I just don't solo. I'm just like, I'm gonna find a group that's gonna carry damage a little bit and watch a fighter
you could just
like put out
delete
numbers.
Chow is like the 5th member of this just rapid fire. You could just delete shaman from the game right now, and no one but Boxer would notice nor care. Good God damn.
Yeah, sorry. Necros are very good at soloing. It's unfun to do.
Yeah, what good at soloing means.
There you go.
Sounds like you're between a rock and a hard place, man.
I love their group dynamic though, and that's a weird thing to say for a necro. I know necro's supposed to be premier soloers.
It's because you like taking round blocks and putting them in square holes. Like you like doing things that are different and outside of the norm. Like you were talking about yourself, like as like a
Johnny,
Chad or
Timmy.
something like that. Fucking Timmy. I don't know. You're a Timmy who likes to do things that aren't like
creative
part of the game.
expression.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the flexibility that a necromancer brings, as far as their supreme capability to solo, they are very good soloers. I don't want to go on record saying they're not. They are very good at it. I just think it's not very fun to do right now because of dots. But yes. Oh, Chow's with me. Necro was the first main pick. Shaman was the second. That's where I'm at too. But yeah.
Okay. So, are you still legitimately considering this class?
Me?
Yeah.
100%. It's the
Okay,
one. It's
okay.
the ones I'm playing the most. Yeah.
What needs to be fixed for you to jump
I don't know
in?
if it's fixed. I don't know if the word is fixed. I think the key is how development of these go as we get closer to early access will greatly determine, because if the community gets listened to and they address the things with like solo as far as like dot effectiveness and stuff, and it feels like I'm contributing to groups like more damage wise and stuff, that will change my perception a little bit, I think, for the better. But overall, I mean, like I just, again, the core pieces of it and the utility and the outside of the combat type stuff that it can do, like summoning corpses and stuff, and being that like kind of, I don't know,
Edgy.
death robe wearing edgelord and being like, yeah, I can get your corpse back. I smell it.
They had a cool.
I don't know, I just like that. The vibes. Okay.
God, daddy.
Step on me energy.
They had a cool robe in EverQuest where it was just pure black. There was no graphics. It was just straight black, like the darkest.
What was it called, Jesse?
I don't know.
I'm surprised. I feel like you know everything.
I feel like I should know.
It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, I should know that one, but I don't know what that one is. I didn't really pay attention.
Remember old players' names from our server.
I do. Well, I was on like this Talon Deck Times like chopping it up, chopping and changing. All right. Let's
the
move
other
off.
thing, the one turn off I will say about Necro for me, is they can do pull duty because of feign death. They have feign death, and that means I could be on pull duty, and I do not want to be on pull duty.
I do not
want
to do that,
and that's going to be a thing that groups might expect from you.
Flowing black robe. No,
there it is.
That's not correct. The flowing black robe did have graphics.
He's looking it up. This is it.
It did have graphics. That was
doesn't seem very important.
Typing intensified.
Well, I know.
Actually,
well, yeah, but that was the Priest of Discord robe, the flowing black robe. So that did have grip, but there was a pure black one. It was just like your graphics stopped at your neck because it was just all black.
I bet it's called pure black robe.
No, it was called like the.
And the Necros could turn to skeletons in EQ, right?
Yeah, and they go.
Yeah, they have that as well.
So
Lich
cool.
form in this exists, and I think the fun thing is there's different bones for different races. So like you can have little goblin bones if you're.
That's pretty funny. I mean,
Man,
for me personally, if we're going on the are we picking this is just not for me. There's nothing about this that I think it would be cool to group with one. I don't ever want to play it.
Wow.
I don't even want to be grouped with one.
Well, good. Now I'm definitely rolling it.
Yeah.
Ironically, this is the class I want Chris to play. Like this is the class I want.
I know you're pushing me to it.
Only because I think it'll be a sleeper.
What do you hate about it, Pat? What do you hate about
there's
it?
There's just nothing about it that's like appealing. I get the class fantasy is kind of cool. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of cool quests and stuff in there for them, but like I don't know. Like just I feel like I said earlier, like your job is gonna be like I'm just here to make sure the wizard and the priest have mana. Like that's it.
But when you reduce healers down to it, they're just making sure that everyone's red bar stays up. I think it's a similar thing. But you can also do damage.
Yeah, but like that's necessary.
So is mana. Mana's incredibly necessary.
Oh my God. That was murder.
Keeping people alive is necessary. And then like if you get
this is the robe of enshroudment, by the way. The robe of enshroudment.
Yeah,
Oh wow. Look at
Just
the
all
graphics
black.
there.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Sorry.
That's that felt like. Sorry, Pat. Go ahead.
I have no idea what I was talking about.
You're saying you're only there to like help other people. Like
oh right, yeah. If your argument is like as a healer you're only there to make sure other people don't die, and it's like well yeah, but that's necessary. Like you don't need a necro. You need someone to heal though. And like if it's going to be like well we can do more stuff and we can keep people alive longer if we have a necro there that's just there to keep feeding the priest or the cleric more mana.
Well, that's
like
the
that
thing.
just feels bad.
I think that the just is the big part. Like if that is their main gameplay, which right now it feels like that's where it is right now, just meta wise. Yeah, I don't think that is fun. I think it's a cool option to have to dip into.
I feel like that's going to be your only option though. Like that's
might
what
be
I'm
true.
afraid of.
Once they figure out numbers, it's a numbers
Necros,
thing.
they should be doing a lot of stuff. They're constantly putting their pets on bad guys. Maybe they're throwing needed mana to the cleric when they need it. When it's like, oh shit, like we had a big pull, cleric is low, give them a bump. But in the meantime, they're throwing up like they should always be ensnaring things with their darkness spells. They should always be doing that.
You would have other classes doing that.
Of course you can, but like sometimes they aren't there. Like maybe the ranger's not there.
There's just like the way that rangers have answers, right? They're not necessarily the best at everything, but rangers have answers to things. I think that necros also have a lot of different things they could do, and like even having a pet, taunt, provoke, whatever. Being able to like off tank a little bit or like like help smooth out a bad pull or something like that. Like they just have options. They can consume their pet for extra mana, things like that. Like there's just a lot of like intricacies I think that make them a little bit interesting. But yes, if mana battery is the end game gameplay for groups, yeah, it's probably not the best state to be in. But I trust devs will figure that out.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest fear with.
But on record,
like,
fuck you, Pat.
Fair enough.
Fuck the English. Ranged DPS. It's in the name. It's a ranger. This is the third time we have covered the ranger, which sort of speaks to the problem and the value of a ranger. So, just like the archer, the ranger is capable of auto attack with a ranged weapon. So when they put a bow in their range slot and they hit Q for auto attack, it auto attacks, versus something like a fighter or a Shadow Knight where you have to hit a button every single time you want to shoot the thing, and it's mostly meant for a pulling ability. Now, obviously, the ability to do damage at range is but a small part of the Ranger's kit. They are probably a 20%, 15% drop in damage versus an Archer, but they trade that damage for just a good douche load of utility, from self-invis to group invis to sow to sneak to unity, to regeneration later in levels, and obviously to tracking. And also some of like a mild ability to tank because there'll be chainmail wearers. What's different about the ranged capability of a Ranger versus an Archer is that an Archer has a bunch of like buttons to press while they're arching. Quick shot, pinning shot, and stuff like that. A Ranger is just auto attacking. Now they'll be casting spells and stuff, like you can cast your little flame damage over time spell, which does nothing, or you're casting your snares and things like that, but you're just auto attacking. And yeah, Chow saying Ranger, if you don't want to pull, don't Ranger. That is it's hard for me to identify a better puller in the game between Unity, which for those who don't know, cast Unity on a mob. It makes them less likely to aggro if you pull the mob next to them. And there's like different variations of that spell, but it basically makes groups of mobs easier to pull one by one, without hard CC skills or hard CC abilities. But they can do really good damage, like from range. Like if auto attacking with a bow is like you're putting up heat, that doesn't hurt. Oh yes, I'm sorry. They have strike or something like that from range. Good call out, Chow. So how do we feel about range? We talked about it a few times. It's a legitimate top 3 option for me. I'm worried that all of the utility will outshine the damage. But Pat, what are you about to say?
They're awesome, and you should play one. Give me that true strike aura. That's all I'm saying.
Pat, unfuck you. That was beautiful.
That's nice of you.
They seem like, I mean, tracking is awesome. True strike aura looks like it's like irreplaceable with how insane that's going to be. They can snare stuff, they can pull, which I trust you to do, so you should do that. And
wow, that's an attack on everybody else in this group.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jepson doesn't want to do it, and Chris doesn't want to do it. I'm going to be tanking. That leaves you.
Oh, tanks can pull.
Wait, who said I didn't want to? What? I don't want to do what?
You don't want to be the puller.
Oh no, I mean, don't tanks pull sometimes?
Nah.
No,
they can. SKs can do it all, buddy. And guess what? You'll need to do that. Mana, which makes mana very important.
So play an enchanter. Fucking idiot.
This group's gonna need a necro.
Yeah, Andy, what was your experience with Rangers and EverQuest? Because for me, they were tough, man.
Not sexy in EverQuest, I felt like, but this feels way more sexy to me. Can they heal?
Yeah, they have light heals.
EverQuest, they healed.
Yeah, they have light heals. It's not like they're not the group healer, but it's a bandage without the materials.
Yeah. So probably pretty good for solos. You can solo pretty good, I should say. And this just seems like a fun class to play. Like it's one of those classes that you're not going to be top damaging, but just fun. I'm having fun doing it, you know?
Like Ranger has all of the utility that I want Archer to have.
Yeah, they should. My hot take is they should just combine Ranger and Archer into a class called the Ranger.
Man.
That would be cool.
For sure.
I'm dying because I know, Jesse, every time your heart is so with this class. Like, this is your class. I know that.
It is.
And I see you sink into this dark place in your head where you just like, hello, darkness, my old friend, on how
like
much
down.
Ranger endgame in EverQuest was just atrociously ostracizing. And you're so scared to give your heart to this class.
I don't want to be hurt
This
again.
is a Jesse class to me.
Yeah.
Go on, Jep.
Yeah.
No, I
why
just think
so?
this is like if you had to put a personality on a class, I think this is a Jesse
Thank you,
personality
because
class.
you see me as a ranger.
Did you see his like Tinder profile or something? What's you're
Yeah.
speaking all the things that
He
Jesse
goes-
wants you to say.
He's outdoorsy. He's camping.
Jesse's
tented
married, all right? Stop
20
hitting on him.
years ago.
He went hiking before.
He went the Appalachian Trail. I remember that.
Come on, guys. Look at the size of
Not
my
an issue,
forehead.
buddy.
I mean,
This-
the
That's
true
not a ranger
the
trait.
true strike aura is insane. The shroud's insane. The movement speed buff's insane. The sneaking is insane. You have the feign death.
I gotta
mean,
be honest,
like,
it's really
there's
hard
so
to be
much
like
shit.
it's really hard to play a primarily damage based class and be B tier damage. like you if there's an S and there's an A and you're going B. That's tough, man. Yeah, Ranger Gate. Have you guys ever heard Ranger Gate before?
No.
When they would tank,
I
they would
didn't-
just
I didn't
die
play
and they would
EQ.
gate back to their home. Dying is going back to your bind point. So that's a Ranger Gate.
you told us about this, right? That was their entire job was to go there.
No,
and die.
I told you about Death Touch. That's how they they were the Death Touch of acceptors. There was out of every single class in EverQuest, if you were fighting like Khazak Thul, like the god in the Plane of Fear, you could lose a ranger. Like every other class, you wanted to make sure they were there.
Well, I feel like I think True Strike Aura is going to be so unbelievably important that we don't want you to
Do you
die.
think so? Do you?
I think
we
it's
would
gonna
need
be
think
more
that's
melee
game-changing?
people.
important.
We would
I
need
think
Think
more
it's more
melee
important
people.
than mana?
For melee, it's just different.
Where would you stack rank True Shot Aura and the ability to cast any spells? Where would you rank
It's both, right? Because you're looking at the one class is there for the casters and the mana bar havers, and then the rangers there for the melee and the archers. I think it's it seems to me like so unbelievably good. I think it will be absolutely game breaking and will be like a requirement.
No way, dude. No
Wow.
fucking way. You're out of your.
That's high glazing.
Well,
for,
I mean, put me
high-
on
high
record. It
glaze
is
for-
February 13th, 2026.
Oh yeah, Friday the
I'm gonna-
13th stream.
I'm gonna start a shot call tracker in our
Is this thing on?
True Shot Aura is the most important buff in the game.
For melee, right? It is. I'm not going to say it's the most important in the game. However, when you're fighting big old mobs and you need that damage going out, that is going to be an irreplaceable buff.
There we go.
Yeah, like if you're the raid leader and you're putting groups in, you're putting the ranger with all the rogues, but you want 5 rogues and 1 ranger.
Half, and the ranger can sit the whole time, right?
Yeah.
I will say, can we unpack the ranger tanking thing a bit? I know I'm stepping blindfolded
Nothing
into
to
a
unpack.
landmine
It's
field.
just not a good idea.
I understand that, but can we talk a little bit? So I have run, and now granted, this is like this perspective, this is like mid-20s gameplay, but we had downtime, and I think I brought this up during the melee one. We had downtime where our tank had to leave, and our ranger was like, "Hey, I'll jump in and I'll kite tank. We'll throw snares out and I'll kite tank it." And they are wildly good, as Xiao has mentioned. I support. They're wildly good at holding aggro from range. And they were able to kite tank pretty effectively to the point. And obviously, it wasn't main tank capabilities, but like it kept our downtime minimal while we were looking for a main tank. And I think that's like I think it just lends to like the Rangers have answers vibe. They're not good at it, but they can do it in a pinch, you know. And it's not tanking, but it is tanking.
It fills the void for now.
I mean, you can use the tool analogy really well. It's like, you could either have a toolbox full of like highly specialized tools, like a drill and a hammer, and like, or you can have like a multi-tool, and a multi-tool will like get the job done, just like very like you're like screwing things in slowly, and like you have to use the little knife to pull like this little part, you know. So it's like it'll get it done.
Swiss Army knife?
A Swiss Army knife, yeah, they're a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
One of our viewers used the metaphor of a car, and like each like a cleric is like an amazing engine that can kind of come in. Shaman has like a mid-tier engine and like really nice wheels, etc. And like, you know, that everyone plays their thing, but like a ranger is like a full gremlin.
Fuzzy dice.
It's like a full 85 Chevy Cavalier. They just bring in the whole car.
It's a very bad car, but it's the full car.
What's the car that got recalled forever ago?
Yeah,
It blew
Pinto.
up? It's a Pinto. Yeah. Ford Pinto.
Don't touch its trunk because it will explode. But it is a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting a full car.
I mean, to Chow's point in chat, like, there is no better way to mitigate damage than not taking damage, and you can not take damage by snaring the bad guy and using their taunt arrow shot and just running around while everyone else does damage to it. That is really good in outdoor zones. It's not going to be good for dungeon crawls.
Why would the snare arrow only work outdoors?
Well, like, you can't do it in
I
a
think
dungeon.
you need
Just
space.
there's not enough space. That's what you're saying.
You need space. Like where we were doing this, the zone that we were in is like all the zones are very massive, which is actually very nice. But there was a lot. It was like a wide open space that like they had a full screen before they were kind of like fading out of draw distance to like just run in circles like madmen while we were throwing spells.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. It doesn't work on multi-pull. Like you're going to be rooting the other thing, so it does put a little more of a tax on your group to also help if they pull, 3 or 4. You got to root the other ones, keep them locked down while the ranger tanks one.
Yeah, it's not ideal if you're a rogue and you're trying to also play in that group because you're just like chasing after stuff. You're missing half of your you're literally out of range for half of your attacks. That's what Maximilian's saying.
If they're
I don't know.
slowed or snared, that shouldn't be that big of an issue.
It's not that big, but it just sucks as gameplay. It's like not.
Yeah, I get that.
I
mean, going back to ranged DPS, they can do it, but they are not primarily a ranged DPS in the same way they are not primarily a melee DPS in the same way they're not primarily a CC in the same way they're not primarily a tank.
But they can do all those.
But they can do all those things in a GURPY fashion. I think Chris, you called me a spike, like someone who likes to optimize.
A spike. So someone who likes to win and will follow a meta.
Yeah.
To make sure that their group is performing
so
well.
If I was like creating a group all by myself, I wouldn't include a ranger because I would have the more specialized classes in there. But as a dad who is 40 years old who has a limited amount of time, there is a lot of value in having, and with a relatively small static, I don't think we're going to have 6 people with us at all times that we know that are oh, this is the class, this is the group we're always going to have. A ranger probably has value.
That's it. He's a ranger. I can see
He
you.
hates it so much.
I could see your pain in this yearning for
Can
this
you guys
class.
can you guys just tell me what to play? Can you guys just tell me what to play? Just I'm like a dog being asked to be put out of its misery.
I think there are
pull the trigger.
There are 2 classes that you would thoroughly enjoy. I think Ranger is definitely one of them, and then I think the other one is probably Rogue. Those would be my 2 choices
the
for
Rogue
you.
pick. Oh man, buddy.
No, I think the Rogue Inquisitor duo is strong. It is strong.
Good luck doing shit without mana, boys.
We know. Yeah, we love play a Necro for Christ's sake.
No, I'm
But
kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I think
and rogues don't care about that.
You can build a group around a Necro. I'm sorry, around a Rogue and an Inquisitor, because those 2 melee classes have a pretty good amount of CC in them, and they are also I just think you can build a good group around that. But it just requires that we always play together.
It does. It does.
Yeah, I'm definitely starting with Inquisitor. I have said a few times that I would probably pivot to a cleric or something along those lines. I think I might, if I hate Inquisitor, I think I might pivot to a Pally instead.
Wow. Well, hold on. Before we do that, before we get into what we're thinking at, let me play a little song.
Oh, right, songs.
And
they're important.
Say this is the transition point for the video.
Hey yo, let's go! It's Monsters and Memories time, baby!
So aggressive.
so thank you.
That is the beginning to Like an NBA All-Star game intro. I love it. I'm here for it.
It's like a
And one
1997 NBA game. So here's the part of the show where we agonize over the classes we're going to play. So Pat, wow, a paladin. Wow, go on. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm going to settle into a tanking role. I think Inquisitor is by far and away my biggest. I almost said some really inappropriate stuff. I like it. And it speaks volumes to me. I think the class fantasy is awesome. I've never heard of a class like this before, so it's like new and it's very interesting to me, and I want to see what they're really capable of doing. All the stuff on paper sounds awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it. However, I have heard that they're not great, and they lag very far behind the other tanks at the moment. So if I start playing it and I get to, I don't know, 30 or so, and I'm like, this just fucking blows, then I will probably pivot. But I think I still want to stick with a tanking role. I guess we'll have a better idea of what the group could use by the time we're like, mid to late 20s. Or I might not just be like, well, I'm gonna do this. It might be like, oh, you know what we could really use? I think I'm gonna try this instead. But we'll see. But yeah, if for some reason I don't like Inquisitor, I think Pally is my second pick at the moment, anyways.
I was playing very briefly. I was playing a few days ago, and an Inquisitor was the tank, and we were pulling Crocs because it was like a level 13 group, and we would like do onesies and twosies, like get like 1 or 2 Crocs at a time. And, like we were playing sort of below our capability. And the Inquisitor, he disappeared for a while, and then he was like, I got 10. And like it was just like 10. It was just like, imagine just 10 crocodiles just running after him, man. And I was like, this ain't gonna go well, because like it's 10 crocs. Like, how is he gonna? But he kept like spamming this like group stun. It's like area effect stun.
Yeah.
And they all like, I was like, oh, that must be a long cooldown. But he just like kept doing it. I was like, oh, that's really effective.
Yeah.
So he just kept doing that. And he was pretty well geared, but like just having that spell alone, that he was able to lock down so many. I'm sure fighters can do that with their area effect taunt, but I was really impressed with the Inquisitor at that point.
Fighters get that too, but it's not. I don't think it's as robust and on as more forgiving a cooldown as Inquisitor. I'm a staunch Inquisitor supporter, and I will go on the record saying 2 things. One, to date, they are one of the lowest represented classes as far as gameplay goes, and that is largely because they're humans only. There's a lot of reasons for that, but I also submit that means that data is very low for them, especially as the bell curve gets towards late game. There's just not a lot of data, and I really, genuinely in my heart think that Inquisitors are, the meta is figuring out where Inquisitors kind of slot in, and there's a lot of unknowns there, but I think their upside and skill expression pieces, so Jesse's point, could be tremendous in the right hands. And like, I just think, I think it's a matter of data on how they need to be used versus like they need an overhaul or like they should be deleted from the game type vibe, which I feel like the community is like, SK is bae and everyone else meh. But like, I think Inquisitors, I think data is going to roll in once more people start playing them, more races open up to them, and I think we'll see some good stuff out of them because their kit seems very cool.
Yo, let's go!
Thank you.
Yeah, I really hope so, man. Everything about it seems so fucking cool. Like I said, it's like brand new. I've never played a game with a class like this before, and I want it to be good so bad that like I'll probably just lie to myself even if it's not good.
Self-delusion. Jep, where are you at with the class? What's your top 3?
I'm kind of similar to Pat actually, but I'm not in on Inquisitor as much as him, or I'm not really much at all, to be honest with you. But Pally fighter sounds so cool to me. And then SK. Yeah, I mean, that's probably.
So you just want to have it. You want to play a tank.
Well, yeah, I think so. But the cool thing about fighter, I think, right? You could just stance switch and like you're tanking. I'll pump out a little extra damage, and that's nice. And they have the damage mitigation, which is also nice.
Yeah, man. If we overpull, we got two beefy boys ready to go. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm kind of like I'm Pally first, but like if Pat was like, "Hey guys, I'm Pally," I'm like, no fucking problem. I will be a fighter.
Yeah.
And I think Monk's a close 3.
Wow.
Close 4.
I
I
didn't
should
know
say.
that.
Yeah, I think Monk's in my number 4 spot. They sound really cool to me too. You guys made them sound really cool.
Monk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
the
sold me a little bit.
Avatar.
I was out on it.
It's not like Avatar. It's not like
just- it
Avatar.
sounds-
You're not
It's
doing this.
exactly like it's exactly like
No,
Avatar.
Exactly like Avatar. If you've
they
seen
were, I'm
Avatar,
100% out.
it's exactly like Avatar.
It's not like Avatar.
I never.
Um,
No. But yeah, no. Pally and Fighter are definitely they're just neck and neck for me.
it's hard to say no to a Pally because like it's got a flaming sword.
Yeah.
They don't even know. I don't even know if
Protagonist
they do.
energy.
But they're
Protagonist
gonna
energy.
sure
Like,
they
I
do.
don't even want to use a shield as a Pally. I just want my flaming 2-handed sword.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm sure they're gonna get one. Why would they not get one? They're gonna get one.
Imagine
Devs,
making a
please
game with a
listen.
paladin and not giving them a flaming sword.
Yeah,
Fuck.
we just quit the game.
Knowing that you're thinking about a melee DPS, so I have like, it doesn't matter what I say I'm going to play because it's going to change next week. But
It shouldn't matter what any of us say, right?
it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
We should do what we want to do.
We should do what we want to do. We should do that.
Yeah, we are.
That's what we
fathers. We're not
should do.
happy. We should try to make ourselves happy here.
Yeah.
Let's, in our very good lives, let's find a way to find a glimmer of hope in a
Yeah.
game.
I'm this close, guys.
Yeah, you are that close. So Wizard has come higher on my my chart. I kind of fell off Monk a little bit this week. I was playing a Monk and all the stances felt very anemic.
Really?
What?
Anemic.
They felt
That's
like
a
they didn't do
wizard
much.
word.
What is what do you mean by that? Like they're
They
not
didn't feel like they made an
they weren't
impact. I
strong
kept like
enough?
changing the stance, and I was like, "This'll do it," and like they all felt like it felt like I was like I was turning the air conditioning up like 1 degree and down degree, and then 1 degree and down degree.
So
like,
it didn't make a noticeable
make a
difference.
difference,
Do
yeah.
you think that that's something that as you get stronger later on or better gear, that would make a more noticeable difference, or do you think it's just going to be kind of lame the whole way through?
I don't think it can be strong enough for it to feel good. Like
Well,
It
I
made
mean,
it sound cool
as
to me.
built now, probably, but I
Now
gotta
it's
be
not
able to
sounding
tune
cool to me.
They
I
gotta
don't-
be able to tune that. There's
yeah,
you know, just-
I think they must. I if you give it like a 15% bump, you'll feel a lot better.
yeah.
Especially the group heal. The group heal is like pretty neato, and a thing that none of the other melee DPS does. And it's like quite like as it is, it's kind of weak, but it's also kind of not weak. Like you're giving like a in total like HP healed, across the group. It's like not a small amount. It doesn't happen enough for you to feel like, okay, I'm doing a job in the group of healing, but it's sort of nice. Monks should use a little bit of attention, but I think there's just a few tweaks of a few knobs and they'll be in good shape.
It's a numbers tweak versus an overhaul, right? Like they have the bones are there.
I think so. I think that's right.
Are the bones their money?
Did Eric? What would you rate the bones?
Are the worms? Are the worms also their
necromancers
money?
all their ears perked up.
But Enchanter and Wizard came sort of back in the mix.
And Ranger.
I mean, Enchanter would really be a nice void filler.
Yeah, I know, and I'm good at it too.
But now we gotta do. We need a damage right now. We got 2 tanks and 2
Well,
support
that's also
boys.
what I'm thinking. It's like we got the lowest damage possible tank in the game, plus the other lowest damage possible tank in the game.
Yeah.
a Necro.
I didn't say I was going necro.
Well, I thought
this is a
fighters had,
shaman
like,
rush right here.
top tier damage right now. They're up. They're up there.
Who?
Like
They're. I mean,
Fighters.
well, like let's caveat
Fighters
the
are
fact
pumping,
that
but they're not.
all melee
like it,
are hyper gear dependent. So like maybe
yeah, I
you'll
know,
be
that's
top dick, but
Top.
if you're just looking to play
dick.
damage, like you should just play a rogue. Right.
But our rogues, I did play rogue in EverQuest, and they were fun.
Yeah.
They were?
Yeah, I had fun with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
from
Did you not
what
hear
I've
me
seen,
last episode?
from what I've seen, at least on the forums, people are saying that fighters can really pump damage.
can.
So that's
Yeah,
nice.
that's what I was seeing
Absolutely.
too.
They can be
nice to
play bruiser
have.
for sure. To Chow's point, yeah, they're like
Yeah,
they're like an arms warrior-y type.
Right.
vibe
That's
right
cool.
now.
That's really cool.
that's
That
Actually.
Wow.
seems like one of the only classes that can fill two roles well. Whereas like there are jack of all trades ones that can kind of fill supporty type roles, and like they're decent at some stuff, but like fighter seems like they can tank really well and they can pump damage really well. So it's two roles, and they can just pick which one they want to
And it
do.
sounds like they're going to be really good at holding aggro.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be mad if a fighter walks up. If Pat's already playing an
No.
Inquisitor, no one's gonna be like, "Oh, fucking fighter! Like, what are we gonna do?" Same with the Paladin, because they don't have the greatest damage in the world, and if you're not like the main tank, you'll be feeling like, "What am I doing here?" But you have blinds, stuns, roots. There's like a lot more you bring to the table. So yeah, like there's value there. And if you like it, you like it. But that's sort of pushing me towards the more like castery classes, because I feel like Chris isn't going to play
That's
a
making
Necro.
me feel bad, though.
No, I should.
I mean, this feels this
Okay.
group dynamic feels like Shaman Rush because haste feels like, or Enchanter, I guess, because haste feels like it'd be really needed to up the deeps on this group.
Well, no, like that's what you play a chanter for.
Yeah. Are we in violent agreement here?
Get ready.
What fucking day is it here? Monday
Sorry,
energy on this
I thought you
Friday
were saying like
podcast.
that's why we need a shaman.
Well, yeah, I'm saying Shaman or Enchanter, someone who brings a haste buff, right?
I
Oh, I guess Inquisitor does too, huh? Fuck. My whole
Play-
identity's gone.
play a Beastmaster, dude.
Beastmaster was my original pick when I first started, whatever, months ago. I love
Chow's
Beastmaster, but
making
then
our
I
group.
I need a gate. I need a gate, guys.
Just-
I'm 40. I need a gate.
I think for if
I know
I
gate
had to
pots
pick
exist. I don't feel like fucking overhead.
if I had to pick for you, I would do either Necro or Cleric. I don't know if I would do
what is
Shaman.
this cleric thing now? What is this cleric
I
push?
thought you
It's
were
just-
kind of in
it's
on
just
cleric.
who
I
it's
like
just
Cleric.
who you are.
Yeah.
You said something
Yeah.
different every time now.
It's now it's like Jesse is a wizard, but he's got to play a ranger.
You're a man
know.
first. You're gay second.
Yeah.
Proudly.
Proudly. No, as a cleric player, I would never play a cleric again. But like Monster Memories does some cool stuff with it. Like I wish I could have had this. Like I feel like the dad looking at the son, being like, back in my time, we didn't have those good
we
spells.
didn't have timed burst heals.
Yeah, we didn't. Oh
Time
yeah, we
delayed
didn't have
burst heals.
hots.
Clerics just-
it was
Fuck,
last
Why are you doing
episode,
this to me?
Chris. It was last episode where you had Jesse both saying, "I will never play a cleric," and
Yeah.
my surprise pick will be a cleric. Right?
Yeah,
That was the
yeah.
that
I
was
kinda
last,
did that on
but
purpose.
last week.
Jesse said that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was last week. You timestamped that for us, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. My
Yeah.
whiplash was real there.
Yeah.
That the cleric pick is throwing me off, man. I was going to try a druid on this new test because I was like, all right, I feel like everyone's pushing me druid, and I think druid is going to be the play. Maybe.
Nah, you're a cleric. You know it. You know it. I know it. The American people know it.
What's it? Al Goring me.
People.
You Dan Quailing me. Who said? Oh yeah, it was
Our one female listener.
Yeah, she knows.
Bob Dole. It was Bob Dole. Thank you, me. I I was back in there with my hamster running through the archives on who that could be. My cleric feels like I'm gonna be happy and then sad.
Mm.
And I'm very scared of that. And I think it is the inverse, Jesse, of your fear with Ranger, where like I feel like I'm gonna be in very high demand for a specific thing that I don't necessarily enjoy doing as my identity, which is making health bars go up. And
Golden
that's all
handcuffs.
and I know we get placated. I know there's like different gameplay there, but I can already see the machinations here with Jep in the mix. that like I'm gonna be outside looking in while the boys are like plotting, and they're like, oh, like Inquisitor's gonna stun these guys, and like must have make our
sit
fucking
down!
health bars.
Sit
up.
down!
Give us so, you asshole. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be sitting back watching TED Talks and keeping bars up. But like I like that's my fear, is that like I don't want to be like Druid, Shaman, do other things and interact with the game in other ways outside of combat, and I think that is like a big draw for me. But yeah, I don't know. Cleric scares me because of that. But I know you like I'll be very good at it if I'll be very good at healing if I am a cleric. I don't know, man.
Well,
Fuck if I know.
here's what I'm thinking. Right,
Fucking hate
the
this,
class, the class that you
That's the
actually
worst part of the
want
game.
to
Bullshit,
play.
I'm out
I
of
hate
here.
this game. You know what? This whole thing is canceled.
Man. Like,
Let's go play Fortnite.
because I'm gonna be 300 hours in and be like, well, this is my identity. Fuck.
This is
Well,
who I
no,
am now.
here's what the actual reality is, right? You're going to be playing 18 times more than anyone else here is, and that's where you're going to be playing the class that you actually want to play.
Yeah.
And then when you
Wow.
come to group with us on Fridays,
Play the
that's
class I
where the cleric
don't
comes
want
in.
to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, Friday nights for the friends and the class you don't want to play.
That's the cat
yeah.
wisdom.
So
Okay.
you're like, I'll play cleric just to hang out with you
Oh.
guys.
So you're like, don't take your gold medal into Friday night with the boys. You're like, take your bronze medal.
Yeah, right.
That's really
exactly.
good at what they do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good perspective, Pat.
I think that's I think if you tried to main cleric the entire way through, you would hang yourself. But if you only had to do it every week with us, you know, it would just it wouldn't be nearly as bad, and you would be able to get your cravings in for other stuff during the week while
I've
you're
been
playing
thinking
other
about
classes.
this all wrong. If you're right,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this all wrong. I'm choosing. I'm listening
Choose
to the
life.
podcast name and choosing my main. But like
Mm.
Friday night with the boys, I could choose the shitter that
Yeah,
you
choose-
just want to play once a week.
Choose the bullshit.
You can be miserable for one
Yeah,
night.
Chris, don't
With
choose
the
your
boys.
main. Choose your game.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that doesn't work at all.
I
Not
didn't
this
like it.
game.
And that
It's a
didn't
different
work
game.
at all. But
I'll
I'm
see you
gonna...
guys in Monster Hunter Wilds. That's not a bad way to think about it. If and that sort of affects my reasoning too. It's like if we are a static where we play, let's say 2 nights a week, like religiously, like then we should have a specialized group with sort of all the bases. Like I will not play a ranger in that case, but if it's like, yo, I'm on, like who's playing tonight, like then I should probably play a ranger because I'll be filling a bunch of roles, even though I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
Are we at the age where we have to schedule fun? Is that the
Yeah,
age?
yes,
we're at?
for sure.
Okay.
100%.
We've been there
100%.
for a while.
Been there for a long time.
I'm Peter Panning hard. I'm avoiding that very much.
Yeah, well,
You-
get that one kid lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a luxury.
Must be
In
nice
this
for you
economy,
guys.
more kids in this economy.
Yeah, yeah. But
I'm so nerfed.
you're nerfed big time, dude. You're not even gonna play. You're gonna play like you're gonna play like level 11. Be like, nah.
Oh,
I
that's-
almost said I was sorry, and then I'm like, no, congrats. Your life is awesome. But also, sorry, bud.
I'll get there when I get there, boys.
Chow
See
is
you
just like
never ending.
rapid
It's fun
firing
talking about
opinions. I just like can't keep up with him. Chow. I know you know a lot.
Chow, what's your top three?
You're wonderful.
Chow, top
What's
three.
your
Yes.
Chow?
Well,
What's your
Chow
top
gave
three?
us Chow gave us one, man. Chow gave
No,
us
he gave
one.
us a group. He's like, just play this group. This
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah,
might
that's
as
what I
well.
mean. He gave us the picks.
What did he say?
Well, I wonder what Chow's gonna play.
Well, to tell you, it's not Necro or Shaman right now.
It's not that.
Just
Yeah.
Someone said he was playing
Shitting all
Necro.
over my picks, but also playing.
He
Current
said,
license.
Paladin, Paladin, Pally, Cleric, Enchanter, Ranger, Archer, and Elementalist. Wow.
That's 6. We
Not
have
a group I
4.
would make. Not a
That's
group I
too
would
many
make.
people.
That's too many. All right,
Well,
who's
but
multi-boxing?
maybe he's including himself. You know.
Guys, we're not playing a multi-box server, right? For this, I don't
No,
want to do.
No
that.
way. No way.
I
no
don't
way,
want
no
to do
way.
that.
Absolutely.
I'm
not.
on.
No.
I want to be on record saying that.
Yeah, no way. We're doing a multi-block server.
Okay.
Wait, they have a multi-box server?
Yeah, they're
Yes.
gonna have a server for it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, thanks.
Chow keeps bringing up Charm, and it's a really good point because Charm is generally overpowered, and I would
Yeah.
like to go into the, I would like to be able to say like, oh, it's like it takes more skill expression, and like it is more difficult, therefore it's worth the reward. But like, I don't think it is, and I played an Enchanter admittedly to level 12, but like it wasn't that difficult. Like, like you charm the thing, you park it far away in case it does break charm, but in the meantime, you just like blast bad guys with it. If your guy is getting low, you invis yourself and you charm the bad guy that you were fighting to kill the guy that you previously had charmed. There's like a lot of things going on, but it's like playing a song that you know how to play. Like, like you're not like figuring it out. You sort of, there is a route.
Makes sense.
But like it almost cheeses the game a little bit. Like I was playing in a group and there was 2 charmers. There was a druid and an enchanter, and I was a ranger. And I was like, I'm doing great, right, guys? And they were like, they were just like, it was like Tony Stark showed up.
Pacific Rim, they're in the drift. Strike Eureka.
Yeah, it was brutal. So I'm not going to say I'm never going to charm, because that's the appeal for the enchanter for me, is that I know I can just always solo. But yeah, doesn't feel good. Feels like you're sort of shortcutting the game a little bit.
I can't wait for Jesse to choose shaman and just throw this whole thing upside down. To just flip the table upside down.
What would it change for you if I played a cleric, Chris?
Don't do this.
What would it change?
What would you? What would you do?
It would.
What would you do if like your son
was
at
at
home?
And
he's crying all alone on the bedroom floor because Jesse played cleric.
I hate that
I'm
I've
hungry.
loved you long enough to know exactly where that was going.
Yeah.
That would push me away, both as a friend
and a lover.
No, it would probably push me towards a DPS class then, because we'd have tank, and so that would put Necro on the menu. But now that I know that everyone is just so anti-Necro,
except
I was
for me,
never anti-Necro. I was anti-Necro for myself. I just want to make that very clear.
That is
not something that it's not something that I would want to do. If that sounds awesome to you, then by all means go nuts. I think that's great, and I will love having a mana battery. That sounds awesome to have. I wasn't trying to talk you away from it.
Necro, so
if anything, I would rather you do it.
The Inquisitor problem, Shadow Knight problem, is that they just never have mana. So like that ain't
yeah, it's super beneficial for me to have you on Necro. Like that's amazing. But I'm just saying, for me personally, if I just wouldn't be able to play that class. I feel like I would go crazy.
Would you say you need me?
Well, I've needed you forever.
No, I might. If you chose a healer, Jesse, in all sincerity, I would probably explore. Like a Beastmaster would open up there for me, I think. What is that? Why are you John Hamming right now? Super hard.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know what changes everything.
I like this is a fun game of like, I'm gonna throw a random curveball and be like, okay, well, you're playing this now. How does that affect the group?
Yeah.
like I if I decided to
stubborn bastards, like I'm not changing.
Yeah, if I decided to roll wizard, what are we doing?
If you decided to roll wizard, if you if you decided to roll wizard, I would probably roll SK or something.
You'd roll SK?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if Annie's the main tank, but I am hesitant at relying on the guy with 3 kids to be the main tank. I'll be straightforward with you.
That's a real humdinger.
It's a real dinger.
Sorry you're nerfed so hard. How's it make you feel, man?
I have a plan.
Is Jackie watching?
She's one of 22 viewers.
I think I'm going to buy a laptop and pad it at work. Like, just rip at work.
I mean, that's doable, but how is that going to work for our like Friday night fights?
Well, I can at least level up and be good.
That's true.
Like, my concern is that I can make time to be with you guys on Friday, Saturday nights.
But you wouldn't keep up during the week.
Well, kids go to bed at 9. I'm up from 9 to 11 pretty much every night playing, sometimes a little later.
Oh, brag alert.
Well, and I pay for it 11. In the morning. But you're saying I'm too. Pat was in the chat saying I can only play 2 hours a week. It's not true.
It's fair.
We'll see.
No, I think I'll get a decent amount of time, and not as much as you guys, and not as much as I would
No,
like.
I mean
but,
that's same for me too. Like I can't. I gotta quit my WoW guild. I gotta quit a lot. I'm about to fucking.
You sounded so sad. I gotta say goodbye to my friends.
I'm about to quit the band that me and Pat are in. Like,
endeavors.
I wouldn't.
Wow.
I wouldn't get rid of the band for sure. I would. I'm gonna have to step away from WoW though for sure.
I think you have
That's
to.
a rough one.
yeah.
I think it's time you guys step away from WoW.
I'm still raiding next. I've been raiding next
You
for like
have
3
6
years.
You'll save $45 a month. Dude.
Pat's on talking about how
Yeah.
he's mind controlling his characters for the 18th year in a row to get
Yeah.
buffs from the horde buffs.
Wow, Paladin
I-
can solo. It's not super. So, Paladin. It's not super fast, but they can solo and make a really decent duo with a strong DPS.
Dude, yeah, or
Yeah,
shaman.
they're just hard to kill. They're really hard to
I
kill.
went with a paladin and we had a great time.
If you guys
it's,
say,
it's probably a slow grind up, but it's
I mean,
that's okay.
yeah, I don't want to like dissuade Pat from being an Inquisitor because I never want to do that because he seems so hype on it. So like that is where I'm at with it. So like that's
So
where I'm
I
at
should
with it.
play wizard.
So because of that, I'll either play a wizard or an enchanter. I will never play a bard. I've tried to make bard work many times, and the APM is just not for me. So either a wizard or an enchanter, or a ranger, or a monk, or
Yeah,
a
or a
rogue.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but I'll be a
funny.
damage doer or a CC'er. Like I want
A
like
rogue sounds a little bit
because
cooler
our
to
group
me,
has no
too, you know?
damage. Our group has no damage.
What about Spellblade?
Can we be real? In the hierarchy
gate?
of
Do they have gate?
They will.
potions exist, dude. Like everything is solvable in the
They
game.
like
It
fucking
takes-
have one
it's hard.
platinum. It's like way too. I'm not about. I'm not. I
You don't
spend
have-
my
why-
money
why
on my
you-
bitches.
Why are you
What
looking
if-
at
what if you
community?
went-
Why are you looking at commodity futures in a game that's not released? You don't know that.
It's gonna be.
What if
But
you
yes, it'll
went
probably be one
platinum
platinum.
7 times?
And what if you could farm a platinum? If you could download a bear, you wouldn't download
Yeah,
a bear.
it is far higher APM than the other classes to play a bard. That is indisputable. You hit far fewer buttons as most classes than a bard. So I wouldn't say it's high in terms of like I'm playing StarCraft like versus Koreans in 1998, but versus like a paladin, I am. So
It's no one
Thanks.
button rotation in WoW, but
Yeah.
it'll do.
Bard was a sleeper class for me.
bard's it's a real rock and roller, ton of value.
Yeah,
Bards also sound super fun and like something I've never played before. So
The problem with Bard and Enchanter, and I think I talked about this. Like my heart would love to play them because I think they are the most creative expression, goofy ass classes that can really break the game in the right hands. And I've had the most fun running a duo with a Bard on my Necro. And like the dude was just constantly charming things and it would break really fast and he'd have to react really fast. So I'd have to throw out a slow. But like once we got the charm under control and he was like spastically like keeping him chain charmed, it was super fun. And we were like grinding mobs, but it was very erratic and very frantic.
Yeah.
But like I just know I'll die a ton because I will play the high risk reward gameplay style. I won't be good at it
Yeah.
and
fear
I'll fall
kiting,
way
all that stuff.
behind. Yeah, I just know that's
Probably
how I'll
get
play.
pissed.
Yeah.
And I don't. That's why I'm scared of those classes because I'm gonna be like
Yeah.
I watched one guide, guys. Look out! I'm gonna fucking Dunes Madman to the
Yeah.
top. And
I
just
tried
fucking
playing
beat
a
10
bard a
levels
few
behind.
times already. I got 1 to 10 on alpha, and like it's a great class, but like I just don't enjoy the moment to moment gameplay. Like just don't love it. Like I'd much rather play an enchanter basically than a bard. All right, final thoughts, boys. Anything we
I
got?
like it. Did we want to touch on those two, the
Support
bard
classes?
and the,
No, I want to do like sort of
we'll
a
do
mini
another
episode
one.
on that.
Okay.
So because I do think like I want to have the thumbnail that says the role type, specifically for those 2 types of roles. But the most I am most excited about doing the group draft episode.
Yeah.
If
that's
you guys
gonna be
remember.
Maybe we do that next time. Maybe we do that with the.
we got to finish the
supports.
miniseries. Got to finish
Yeah,
the
we-
miniseries.
Oh, there's only. Well,
There's only
2.5
2 more to go,
supports.
and then
Yeah, we may do like a mini episode on the supports then, and then like cut it and make another episode of it being like the draft episode. That might be the way to do it. What you guys think? Mashed potatoes.
I like it.
Smart.
Is mashed potatoes a name or a command?
What do you guys think mashed potatoes? It's like a period on the end of a sentence.
I mean, I like where our heads are at, and I like that it's we have a good plan going forward. I'm fucking so hyped for this game, dude. It's been so long since
You gotta
I've
get
been
in there and
this
play. You can
hyped
play right
for
now.
a fucking
Yeah,
game.
you can play. We
That's my
just hang
plan.
up and jump in.
I'm off for the entire next week, and I'm gonna use this weekend to really mess around with this.
Yeah, I think
Neglect
it
your
lasts.
family in the right way.
Yeah.
I don't care about those guys.
My final thought: I'm super excited to come to where you are, Chris. We're gonna miss
Yeah.
next week in terms of an episode. So, but we'll get back at him the week afterwards. And yeah, Andy, what about you?
Just excited too. It's just been so long since something's caught me like this. So I'm in the same plane as Pat here.
It's been so long since something mattered in life.
Andy's been looking for something to be happy about for years now, like decades at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have 3 children. You'd think I'd found it by now.
Yeah.
Good career, wife,
no.
kids, house,
2 jobs.
good careers.
Ugh.
What about you, Chris?
That's all this is actually all I have.
Right.
I'm putting all my eggs in this basket, guys. So if this doesn't work out for me, I don't
He's selling his house.
I don't know what else I'm gonna do.
I can't wait. Well, let's get an Andy tracker, and we're just gonna green dot red dot the amount of times that we play with him when we get on, because I think it's gonna be less than 5%.
I
and
see
then
Andy
Andy's
on
gonna
Arc
churn at
Raiders
level 20.
all the time.
I've been playing Arc Raiders. I play HOTS still.
He puts the time in.
a
You
lot.
do play HOTS still, which is really
I
impressive.
still play HOTS. I play competitive HOTS.
I will say,
Yeah.
when you go in on a game, you go deep, and I will give you that. And HOTS is
Mhm.
proof. HOTS is
Mhm.
proof
Only
point.
I can go deep in. So
For me, for me, I am. I think this is the first game, and you can quote me on this. This is the first game we are all sitting down, besides Halo of Chaos Days, for Anarchy Online.
Besides Anarchy Online.
Yeah.
When we
Mhm.
Well,
formed
that's
a
not
guild.
true. What
This
about
is-
HOTS?
But I'm saying
Nah,
from
this
the
is different.
beginning, during a hype
Okay.
train, like, we have never caught a hype train before release
Okay.
together in a game. Because, like, WoW,
Okay.
we're all ships passing the night. We all play a shit ton of WoW, and we have played together. You can count it single digit hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the first time as a friend group we've ever, like, sat down to, like, launch something coordinated together in a game like this, and, like, I think that's pretty fucking dope. I'm very hyped for that, and I'm also
Yeah.
very hyped to see Jesse in real life on the weekend.
That'll for that reason alone, it's like worth it to put like at least 6 months, like the old college tribe, like actually trying to level, actually doing the static 2 nights a week kind of thing, and actually like dropping WoW rating. I can
do 2 nights a week.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Can't?
Yeah.
I can. Count me in.
Oh, you can?
I can.
Well, Jesse's like, I
just feel like I have to convince you. I feel like I'm trying to convince you guys.
No,
that I should be there.
I'm worried about myself. I'm worried about myself because
Okay.
like
Jesse's stretched thin, man.
I'm stretched thin. Well,
Dude
between the
commutes
band, like I'm like
hours a day.
Yeah, our band does take up some time.
our band takes up a lot of
I keep
time, and
forgetting
like
about that.
to be totally honest, like I'm not feeling it lately, man. It's just not been a lot of fun lately.
Yeah.
Like that'll
It's been,
pass.
Yeah, I mean this.
It's a winter. That's how you always feel in the winter.
Yeah, we haven't had our drummer in a bit. And the practices have been down a lot of personnel, so we're kind of just going there to hang out and then going home. So, but we do have stuff coming up, which is enough to get you
Wish
hyped
we
and
could
ready
just,
to
like-
practice again.
I wish someone could just act on me saying, "Let's just figure out one Saturday," and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's a good idea," and nobody.
You want us to pick your class?
I want you to pick my.
Why are you putting so
honestly,
much on us?
if you guys told me to pick, if
Pick my
you guys
class.
pick your class,
Pick my class right now.
Pick your class. I'm not
Yeah.
picking your class. I'm not picking your class.
Well,
Wait, do I get to pick?
No.
Oh, all right.
Jesse, your boss. I trust Jesse.
No, because like secretly, I don't want to play a healer, and like I know you want to play a healer. I know you don't want to be a druid because there's going to be a lot of them, and I totally empathize with that. Shaman, you're struggling with the spell management. And I actually saw that like in the Discord, being like the shaman spell management is just
So
like a
fucking
real
annoying, man.
thing.
It's annoying.
And a cleric, it's exactly what you described it as. So I wish there was a fourth healer. To be honest with you, I wish there was a fourth healer.
There is this
Um,
Necro. Next
They should
subject.
drop spell. They should drop Spellblade, and they should turn a fucking get another healer in there. But I think you'd have more fun with a cleric than anything else, to be honest with you, because you got like the shields, you have like all the different flavors of healing that I think keeps you busy, and you also can do a little bit of melee. Like that's sort of the fact. So
This cleric push
Like,
is
plate wear.
concerted and insane to me.
wow, I
That's
should
it.
rogue.
And that's-
Yeah,
Rogue?
I agree. I agree with Googleizer.
I agree.
I like that
You
take.
googly.
And Chow's probably right for me.
I would love to rogue, but like I can't solo at all.
But
Dragon in my Twitch
you wouldn't
chat
be
said
playing
you're
by
now
yourself
knighted as
anyways.
the fighter.
Me?
Someone should fight.
Yeah.
100%.
No, we don't have a
Fighter's too
fighter if we have
flexible
an
and
inquisitor.
just-
You don't,
flexible.
you don't
This isn't this episode. This isn't the episode for this.
need it. But you can do
He's
it.
He's gonging us off.
Monsters and memories.
Andy's really depressed, and I'm scared
Okay.
for him.
That's the episode.
Bum, bum, bum,
I'm gonna cut
bum.
it there.